Board 13 Downtown Chinatown meeting. We're getting ready set up. We're going to start off with a roll call here. So this meeting is in session at this time. Go ahead.
Happy holidays and thank you for coming. I'm Bob Armstrong.
Hi, everyone. Dan Mestis.
Aloha, good evening, Shulan Schubert Kwok.
Online, please.
Aloha, Lori McCarney here.
She made it.
Hi, Ross
Next.
Isokani.
Thank you.
Good evening,
Kevin?
everyone. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Lai, and as per HRS 92.3.7A3, I'm obligated to announce that I'm in a remote location with no one else present. Thank you for joining tonight.
All right. Thank you very much. And once again, my name is Ernest Caravallo, and I'm the chairman for Neighborhood Board 13. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and start off with item 1. With item 2. So we did item 1 already. Public safety reports. Honolulu Fire Department, please come up.
Aloha. Hi, everyone. Firefighter 1, Jason Yamaguchi from the Central Fire Station. For incident statistics for November of 2025, for fires, we had 0 structure, 0 wildland brush, 2 nuisance, which includes rubbish fires outside a structure or vehicle, cooking, 0, activated alarms, no fire, 9. For emergencies, medical, 138, motor vehicle collision with pedestrian, 1, motor vehicle crash collision, 4, mountain rescue, 0, ocean rescues, 0, hazardous material incidents, 0. Our fire safety tip for is going to be for Christmas trees. Dried Christmas trees, wreaths, and other natural decorations are extremely flammable. Remove them from your home as soon as possible and consider recycling your tree at a participating green waste center in your area. We want to keep your family and friends safe during this holiday season by minimizing the hazards and fire risk. Also, for New Year fireworks, leave the fireworks to the trained pyrotechnic professionals and enjoy the public firework displays. On Oahu, firecrackers are legal and require a permit to purchase and use them. Go to firesafehonolulu.com and follow links to purchase permits. Any questions?
All right. Thank you. Anyone in our lobby here today who has a question for firefighter Yamaguchi? Yamaguchi, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Nope, not hearing any. Anyone online, please? All right, not seeing anyone online. Any board members? All right, not seeing anyone. Thank you, and we'll see you back in February. So have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Next up, we have 2.2 Honolulu Police Department, please. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sergeant Freeman with District 1 Patrol. I'll go over the stats. We had a total calls for service of 2,139. Last month was 1,981. This month, motor vehicle thefts, 3. Last month, 6. Burglaries, 1 this month, 7 last month. Thefts, 21 this month, 26 last month. Car break-ins, 3 this month, 5 last month. Assaults, 14, 17 last month. No sex assaults, none last month either. 0 graffiti cases, 1 last month. 3 drug cases, 6 last month. And motor vehicle collisions, 80, and last month was 67. I can take any questions.
All right, thank you. Anyone in our lobby have any questions for Sergeant Freeman? Not hearing any. Anyone online, please? All right, not seeing any. Any board members? All right, so I do, Ross Isokani, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Sergeant Freeman. I just wanted to make a quick observation. I think last night the City Council voted unanimously to settle with the SICAP family yesterday. And, I get it. It's a pretty complex and emotionally charged situation out there. So, I mean, just for me, our top priorities, I'd characterize them as 1A, 1B. first and foremost, we have to look out for the safety of our men and women in uniform, no question. But 1B, I would say, is also just to ensure de-escalation tactics are the first tool deployed, and deadly force is an absolute last resort. So I know it's a fine line, so I think we need to give a lot of leeway to our officers in imminent danger, to use your judgment. But I just want to state, out there that I support the settlement, and that's largely based on the understanding that the administration, HPD leadership supported it. I think even the individual officers supported the settlement because this affords them some protection from further civil action. So, I just wanted to point that out. I know it's a lot of emotions, but I think the city council did the right thing here. Thanks.
Sure.
All right, thank you. Go ahead. Anyone else has a question there? Not seeing any other board members. Sergeant Freeman, did you want to answer? Ross, board member Rossback?
No, I don't have a comment on that. Sorry.
Okay. All right, no problem. All right, Sergeant Freeman, I'll end it with myself. So our problem is in Chinatown. Yeah. Again, there was another accident on Hotel Street between a bus and a car, and I've got lots of pictures of it. I was actually there. The question is, when is our police department going to take proactive action in stopping these cars from coming down on Hotel Street? Everybody knows it, and a lot of people keep on saying, well, they're saying, well, it's tourists, well, it's Uber, and a lot of them are. But even if it's a tourist, they need to be stopped and they need to be fined, because eventually we have to stop it, and it needs to stop because there's too many problems with accidents on that street, especially around the Smith and Hotel Street area. This is not the first time. It's probably not going to be the last time. So how can we deal with that? And how can we deal with the homeless sweeps that are causing more homeless people into our areas? It's getting worse now. All right, thank you.
All right, sir. As far as the buses, the bus lane, I don't have any statistics on motor vehicle collisions on that lane versus other streets. From just being here, it's not very often, but there is room for enforcement as far as whether it's Uber and tourists. It's just up to the officers in making the stops as far as their discretion on warnings versus citations. Homeless sweeps, I don't think we're really doing the sweeps anymore. I think that was the prior administration. We do projects as far as the criminal aspects of it, shopping carts in the park, stuff like that. But I don't have an answer as far as the homeless issues in Chinatown as well as the rest of the island. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate everything you guys do. All right. So to the public, I start off with the public first, public here, then public online. Then from there, I go to the board members. Once I'm done with the board members, it's over. And I'll usually speak last. Then we're going to move on to the next subject. So just so you know, and since you didn't know it, I'll give you a second to answer, say something to the sergeant. Go to the mic. State your name.
So I'm Her Royal Highness Shoshana Kahikala Laanui Wilcox, also known commonly as Shoshana Jackson. What my question is like, when is the city and county or whoever's in, that's what, Department of Transportation, when are they gonna update the signs? Because the signage is what's keeping these drivers from, like, they're old. They're from like what? I was born 89. What? They're that old already. So it needs to be more vibrant, like, to catch these drivers, especially if they're tourists and they're not from here. And like, I agree, yes, they need to be informed, at least maybe warned once, but then if it's constantly done, then yes, they do need to be fined. I believe in Ernest's, statement.
All right. Anything else? And no. All right, Sergeant Freeman, we'll see you back in February. You have a great Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you.
Same to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we're going to move on to item 3.1, approval of minutes. Go ahead, Board Member Lai.
Chair, thank you. Chair, thank you. Of the written draft minutes that was presented and stated, there are two amendments that I would like to make for the board to consider this evening. Both are significant. Number one, on page 8, the monthly reports for the Downtown-Chinatown Neighborhood Citizen Patrol. Again, on page 4 of 5, there's missing terminal punctuation. I would also like to add information about the time, dates, and location of the starts of this monthly walk as announced to make the written record of value to our community. I can provide this information to you or the neighborhood assistant to have that included in the amendment of the written record. Secondly, on page 5, item 9, the board business. Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised, requires that the written record should include the resolved clauses as adopted so that those who are reading the record will have a reference of what was adopted. I therefore ask that we add the resolved clauses of the motion that was adopted regarding the
Could
mini
you
park.
please wind it
Thank
up?
you, Chair.
The time's running up. Go ahead and finish up, but please wind it up. Thank you.
Thank you. In brief, I'd like for the board to amend the written record in 2 ways. Number one, to add punctuation to the monthly report as noted, and also to add the resolved clauses to the resolutions that were adopted. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Do we have a second here? All right. Not here in a second. This doesn't move forward. Do we have now, going back, since he made his amendment, now we're going to go back to discussion. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written? Anyone wants to make a motion?
Chair, I do have my hand raised.
Motion to approve?
Motion
Okay.
to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Rossi Scani, second. Do we have? We're going to go to discussion. All right. Do we have any discussions on this? Well, first of all, do we have any oppositions on this? Not hearing any oppositions.
Chair, yes, I would object to the
Go
motion.
ahead.
Thank you.
So, okay, now we'll go to discussion then. Go ahead, Mr. Lai.
Oh, Chair, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Again, board members, I just want to caution you to recall that we are obligated to follow Robert's Rules of Orders as part of our neighborhood plan and our assignments as board members. Again, urge that either of these amendments could be adopted or made singularly if the package was not that which was appealing to the board. As we're in a period of discussion, I'll therefore ask that make a motion now that we would amend the written record draft to include the resolved clauses of the motion that was adopted regarding the Kamali'i Mini Park, again, for the sole purpose of having it available for review by those who will read the record in the future. Thank you.
Any other discussions? All right. All right. So I don't hear any other discussions on this. We're not going to go with the amendment because you already made an amendment once and it was pushed out and no one made a motion to accept it. So the discussions are over. We'll go to a board roll call, please.
Okay, the motion is to approve the minutes as written, December 2025. Armstrong,
Aye.
Fitzsimmons, not here. Isokane,
Yes.
Lai,
Nay.
McCarney,
Aye.
Mestis,
Aye.
Schubert Kwok,
Aye.
Shintani. Aye. Chair,
Aye.
7 ayes, 1 no, 0 abstentions. The motion is adopted.
All right, thank you. Next, we're going to go to presentations, including discussions on board/community inquiries, 10 minutes each. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to have the presenter come up, and Barina Poon will go ahead and let us know what's going on with hers. It is about the Hong Kong Festival, which is going to start on January 31st. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Aloha. I'm here to deliver good news. This is my first time ever standing here to say something. Thank you for the Chinatown Downtown Neighborhood Board, and thank you for the chair. Give me the opportunities. I know I have 10 minutes. I can use it up. Hong Kong Festival, the first time. I was arrived in Honolulu, 1989. It was a long time. And in the first 10 years struggling, working 2 jobs, you know, typical, right? So, and after that, I asked myself, what can I do to contribute to the community? Because I want to, you know, to live in Honolulu longer time. So therefore, I found some other organization to volunteer, like American Heart Association, like Mrs. America pageant. Very diverse. So after that, someone pulled me into Hong Kong Business Association of Hawaii and said, since you came from Hong Kong, why don't you try it to be our member? So I started 2001. And 2004, I started on the board. 2008, the first time presidency. The second time, 2013 till now. Hong Kong Business Association, very small, but they started from 1996, which is next year is 30 years anniversary. It's a big name for a small organization, I must say. We cannot compete with all this 100 years old organization in Hawaii. So I'm very humble tonight I have this opportunity. So we are celebrating 30 years anniversary. At the same time, I wonder where we can share with the community, not just ourselves. So therefore, we came up with the first Hong Kong Festival. What is the Hong Kong Festival is all about? Actually, very simple. We just want to unite the community. Everybody can join together and also bring the East culture value to the West, which is America and Hawaii. So the chair, very helpful. He helped me out to find 4th Street Mall as a site. So we started from January 31st. It will be a night market. So what is a night market? It's not a typical night market. You just eat and check. So this night market, we will copy the Hong Kong very popular street called Temple Street. What is a Temple Street is stand for? They stand for buying cheap food, cheap product. And also they have Chinese culture thing like Chinese opera, Cantonese opera, feng shui, and all kind of culture activities there. So we want to copy that to let Hawaii resident know or visitor there's such a thing in Hong Kong. So recently, Hong Kong have a fire caused 154 people die, which is very sad. But come down to this big tragedy, just like the Maui fire 2 years ago, is always people will come together. So I think because of that reason, Hong Kong all of a sudden is on the spotlight in a negative way, but also can be in a good way because we are united now. So the Hong Kong Festival, the first day is Temple Street Night Market, is free for all the public from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So everyone just come to enjoy the 6-hour non-stop entertainment and activities in the booth, and also the Hong Kong traditional lifestyle food product, plus the international food product too. So Hong Kong is an international city. It's not just Chinese food. I just want you to know that. Okay, this is the first night. After the first night, we will have the second night at J Dynasty. Sorry, I don't know whether I should talk the venue. So we will have a traditional Hong Kong milk tea heritage dinner. What is this all about? Every place will have some intangible culture heritage product, right? So what is that milk tea, Hong Kong milk tea making is all about? This is a very traditional from English milk tea and combined with the Chinese style, the Hong Kong milk tea. So one of the Simon Wong, you know Simon Wong, one of the advocate went to UN to advocate for this particular item to be in Hong Kong intangible heritage. So that night we will honor that. And Mr. Simon Wong will come all the way from Hong Kong to talk about why he's so passionate about advocate this particular item to that. So this is the second item. And also the third item will be, we wanted everybody to also come back to Chinatown from a different point of view. You know Chinatown well, but I want you to come down to Chinatown to discover Chinatown not only just the regular Chinatown you see every day, but actually is affiliated with Hong Kong, with the Hong Kong culture, traditional lifestyle culture. What does that mean? Hong Kong people, lifelong life, I think everybody does. So they do the Tai Chi in the morning, and then they do the feng shui, which building will be a lot better so they can stay in that building so they can get rich or get healthy. And then also the Chinese tea. Chinese tea is also the longevity's secret. So a lot of people like Chinese tea. And the last stop we will do is a Chinese Hong Kong dim sum. So this 4.5 hour tour, we will have a specialist plus our Hong Kong Association member will guide you through that in the morning. So every Sunday, we will have that available in February of 2026. The fourth one of the program, we will call it Hong Kong at your doorstep, eat your way month. What does that mean? Hong Kong at your doorstep, eat your way month. We want to help Honolulu and Chinatown and restaurant. So if you dine in Chinatown or Honolulu restaurant, participating restaurant, they have to have the poster and the QR code, so you can go in to ask them, I want to sign up for drawing. So we will have one winner by the end of, this is the whole month event from February 1st to 28th. So after 28, we will collect it, all these participants. So on the 5th, we will draw one winner, and he or she, we're gonna go to Hong Kong for 3 nights hotel, and including airfare and also a dinner cruise, Victoria Harbour, cruise Victoria Harbour for 2. So this is a trip. It's not for a lifetime, but it's different. So I hope that people will dine into the restaurant more. That's the purpose for it. So hopefully people will, the resident will do it. But this particular item program is only for visitor, not for visitor, it's for resident over 18 years and up age to sign up. If you're under that, probably cannot because of legal age. So anyway, this is the 4th item that we have, celebration. The 5th is Hong Kong is a finance city, so everybody know that. So we will have an export day trade fair on the February 27th. So at the foreign trade zone, so I think most of you will know where Foreign Trade Zone. You're welcome to come. We will have a lunch and not reception. We cannot call reception, but it's kind of like after that we have some refreshment. So you will hear from people from outside to talk about how to export and also some local expertise. So this is the 5th item. The 6th item is
All right, so ma'am,
done.
that's your time. Remember, 10 minutes.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you finish up. Go ahead.
Okay,
Please.
so the 6th item will be that our celebration, ourselves, but welcome everybody at Wildlife Country Club on March 1st. Wildlife Country Club, why we are 30 years anniversary. So we just welcome everyone. January 1st, everything, I mean, actually by end of this month, everything is on our online, honolulu-hongkongfestival.com. So please join the fun.
All right. Thank you very, very much. Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me? All right. So now we're going to remember, we're going to take questions from the audience here in this lobby. Anyone have any questions for Ms. Poon? Please go up to the mic. All right. Not hearing any. Anyone online? Anyone online that is not a board member have any questions? Please go ahead and state it now. All right. Not hearing any. We're going to go to our board members. We're going to start off with board member Lai, please.
Chair, thank you. Ms. Poon, I know you've been working very hard to set up these events, but I understand there might be some type of a new smartphone app that would be used for the Chinatown restaurant events during the month of February 2026. Do you have any details about that? And if not now or not yet, could you share that with us later on so that we could post it for the community?
Yes, right now we are still in developing, but I think that once we set it up, it will be linked from our website, the festival website, to that app direct. So when people go into Dine, wanted to use a QR code, and they will sign up on that web. I think that's what it is. Yesterday we have a meeting, but it's still in the developing stage. And next time maybe I can ask somebody to tell me.
All right.
Tell you.
If you get any information about that, you can always hit me up. Any other board members? Go ahead, board member Dan.
Thank you. Just a quick question about the tours. Where do people sign up for that, or do they just show up somewhere?
Also will be on our honolulu-hongkfestival.com.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other board members have any questions? All right, go ahead, board member Shulan Shubakwak.
Well, Verena, this is the big one. And
I know.
Congratulate you because I've known you for 20-some years. And I know you put up very good festivals and
Thank you.
And
We need support,
events.
everyone.
So
Come out to
if it's
celebrate.
not-
Go ahead.
yeah, if it's okay with the board, I would like to make a motion to support the Hong Kong Business Association's 30th anniversary Hong Kong Festival.
Right.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. We have a second by board member Dan Masters. All right. Do we have any other discussions on this? Any objections? Not hearing any objections, the board approves. Okay, thank you very much. All right, next up we have 4.2, Line Dance on 4th Street Mall, Friday, February 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mardi Gras, 4th Street Mall, Tuesday, February 17th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Ed Korbisky will be speaking. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Ernest. Every Friday before Chinese New Year, the 4th Street Mall BID conducts Chinatown lances. We start at Kukui Plaza, go over to Bishop Street. We at 12 o'clock at the open market. We have a short mini festival right there, and then we go down to Tupa Tower and back up on Bishop again. It's a pretty long event. It's a 6-mile hike, but it's the community really likes it. So if anybody wants to stop out, you'll see it. Feed the lions. You're more than welcome. The second thing on the agenda is the Mardi Gras Festival, and it's actually just coming out from the night markets. And actually, I realized Ernest presented at the last night market, and can I get his feedback? Because he was much more effusive and eloquent than I could ever be. What was your opinion?
So the people like it. They want to go out more. You're right. I got the crowd involved. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So one of the things everybody kept saying, when are you going to do this again? We need events every month. And so we're trying to do is try to figure out, we got the Hong Kong Night Festival in January. We are going to attempt to do the Mardi Gras Festival. The thing is, the feedback I got from the police and DTS is they don't want to close the streets and they want a smaller event. So we're thinking of just doing Fort Street Mall from Hotel Street to Chaplin Lane. So we don't want to blow out the neighborhood. We don't want to have people running around afterwards. You just want to bring enough people to support the businesses afterwards. One of the challenges is with this, the permits requests are in, but even the night markets, we needed a sponsor for them. They lost money, and it's the same thing with the Mardi Gras. Because if it's a smaller footprint, it's not going to be a blowout. I mean, we're looking at the numbers. Will it break even? That's all we want to do is break even. We don't want to lose money, especially because the Fort Street Mall BID is expanding, and we don't want to lose money just before we begin the expansion process. So it's, again, a permit is in, but the funding has not been secured that we can do it yet.
Any other thing? No. Okay. So, any in our public have any questions for Ed? Is anyone in public? Anyone in public online have any questions? All right, not seeing any. We'll start with board member Shulan Shubikwa.
And I think it's a good idea to limit the footprints for now.
Yep.
Because the BID won't be in effect until July of next year. So it allows you to organize and see test case. And I don't know whether you're going to put a beer tent so that, you can confine the liquor, so that minors don't get into the liquor, which was one of our problems for why we don't want it all over the place. And I think first of all, it's big enough in the evening, and then to utilize the pickleball courts.
Courts, yeah.
Yeah, which open both sides.
I don't know if we want to go to that side as well. We want to highlight it,
Yeah.
Where we can actually control people going in or out. So by McDonald's, it's much, you don't have to gate off as much where it's a
Yeah,
big
but
open area.
even if you go into Bank Hawaii site,
Yeah.
it's still very good because there's a lot of space over there. So I would definitely go from, Baratania all the way to Pass Hotel and go to the financial district and get the bank to sponsor you. Bank Hawaii.
Well, we would
First
never,
One Bank.
we would never cross King Street. It's just too many cars.
Yeah, but you could.
Any other question? Board member Armstrong, please.
I think it's great that we can continue to try programming for Fort Street Mall. And I was at the last night market and it was quite lively. And I think it underscores, though, if they're not breaking even with so many hundreds of people, all of whom seem to be eating, I might add, that clearly some thought needs to be made. And it is back to that argument that most of us agree that, to be honest, alcohol is part of these kind of events. And I know not everyone on this board agrees, but we need to be realistic about the neighborhood that we live in, the arts and entertainment district that Fort Street abuts, and help out these merchants and these festivals so that we can continue to grow and enhance them as opposed to possibly having them die on the vine, because that's what we've been talking about here as a board for over at least 2 years, since COVID.
Part of the issue is we're piloting everything, so we don't know what we're doing.
But congratulations and thank you
Oh,
for your
thank you.
efforts.
All right. Does anyone else have any question? Any other board members? Ross Isakani, please.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Ed, thanks for all of your efforts. I'm sorry. Am I muted?
No, we hear you.
You're fine. I'm asking him to put the volume up. That's it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ed, for all your efforts. Just curious, since you're struggling to break even, and I know that's a struggle for all these events, and we want you to break even. We want it to be profitable. What is DTS's reasons for pushing back on the footprint? Because I would imagine a bigger footprint allows you better financial viability.
That's the thing. We can actually, if we did a bigger footprint, we could get private promoters in there and they would absorb all the risk. What they basically said is they don't want to close down any streets anymore. So it's just really Fort Street is where we can do it. And then, that's, so that's hey, I got to work with these people, so this is what they want to do. I mean, if we have a spillover of people, then it becomes HPD's problem, and we want to work together with the city.
All right, thank you. Board member Lai, please.
Chair, thank you. Ed, thank you for the updates. As far as profitability and the question that was raised earlier about alcohol at these types of events, I've traveled quite a bit extensively and even very recently to places which do have events at scale where they have no alcohol vendors, yet they are events, they are able to be sustainable. Admittedly, a different scenario, different countries, but again, have you done or has the group done research to find out how and why other areas may have been able to be successful over time with different parameters? As was mentioned before, our community is certainly different and unique from some of these other places, but I think the models do exist to make it work that could satisfy pro and not so pro alcohol groups that could make it workable for everyone. Hope we can find a good solution. And again, the main thing would be to keep the Fort Street area alive and active. So thank you again.
Sure. I mean, the way I could say, if you go to Kaka'ako Eat the Street, they have tons of sponsors. Kamehameha School, Winslow Land, they were able to bring in a lot of sponsors in. Again, these are startup events. We got to sit there and prove ourselves before we can get sponsors. That's just the nature of the beast. Hopefully, if we do this, I mean, we have talked about doing maybe St. Patrick's Day on a small scale, another night market in April, and then maybe Cinco de Mayo in May. Just we want to have continuous activities, one special activity each month. But you're right, the models exist, but they exist because sponsorship. I mean, actually, Avalon Group underwrote both of those night festivals.
All right. Board member McCarney.
Aloha, Ed. Oops, sorry. Turn that on so you can see me. Hey, so we need to have these festivals happen. I don't know that alcohol is the sort of what's limiting the ability to get them going. It usually takes one or two times. It takes at least 2 times before you start to see success. So we need somebody who's going to help invest in that. Maybe not the usual suspects. Do you have a bogey for, what kind of sponsorship would it take for you to break even? Do you have an idea? I'm not sure where your expenses are. That's number one. And number two, how come DTS can just say, no, you can't close the street? The purpose of Fort Street Mall becoming managed by DTS was so that it could be used for events and festivals like this. And so just to have a blank nose, can't do it, just seems unreasonable, and something that maybe if you don't feel you can push back on, maybe there are other people that can follow up with that. Thank you.
Okay, to get back to this, 4th Street Mall is zoned as a street right now. That's the only reason why we could do it. They're just saying they don't want to divert traffic. They want a low impact festival. They don't want to, they explicitly DTS, they don't want to remove the buses from Hotel Street for people who are using it in the evening. That's why we're trying to limit it to Hotel Street. And, again, in some ways right now we want to keep it small because, again, we want to figure out what we're doing. I don't want to go, if I brought in a private promoter, then we could just blow it out because they know what they're doing. But I can't pay for a private promoter, so we got to be cautious on what we do. I mean, to give an example, like Hullabaloo, like one year it had a tsunami and they lost $100,000 basically on that event because it started at 8 o'clock and they closed it down. So if it's a rain out, regardless, I don't know if we would make money or break even on a Mardi Gras, event.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Chair, can I ask a follow-up question, please?
Okay, so I'm going to let people that haven't spoken first.
Okay,
go
thank you.
Then I'll come back with follow-ups, okay? Does any other board member have anything to say on this? Nope, then we'll go back to Lori, then looks like Shulan. And after that, we'll end with me. Go ahead.
Thank you. So back to my first question was, what are your expense? What is causing your expense, and how much money do you need in order to be able to have a certainty that you'll break even?
Okay, well, so the only financials I have are back from 2013, when that's when the last was in Mardi Gras, and the financials are comparable. Our biggest marketing expense was adding the Honolulu Weekly, but when we're talking about doing Hullabaloo, the promoters, the private promoters, we're talking about getting 50 security officers plus, 15, 20 off HPD. That's the biggest expense is security and police to manage it. I have not crunched through the numbers yet. I met with Don Murphy last week. I got to sit down with him and see what he's got the best experience. And once I have that, then, I can maybe approach Avalon Group to say, hey, if we absorb a loss, can you help us out? But that's a base expense. Plus that's, and with the night markets, it's really entertainment is the expense because we only charge $100 per food vendor. And then entertainment is going to be like $2,500, $3,000. And then you got promotion involved as well and other personnel expense.
All right. Thank you very much. Next, we're going to go on to Board Member Shulon Shubakwa, please. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this. And I understand DTS position as well, because we have a lot of bus riders.
Mhm.
And then previous events had kind of got too far into the, shutting the bus, and it actually affected 333 buses needed to be rerouted once you close Hotel Street.
Okay.
So that many people are impacted. So I can understand.
Yeah. No, I'm not pushing back.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, and then I think past promoters were not as, yeah, everybody know the history. So I think DTS is trying to be a little bit more cautious, but because DTS is in control of 4th Street Mall, I think starting small and utilizing, making it a great festival will bring people and sponsors to your cause.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Again, the goal is not one big blowout, just to do monthly reoccurring events.
It's reliable.
Yeah.
And it's good quality entertainment and good products, good vendors. Keep it alive.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'll go ahead and end this. Thank you for letting me address the crowd at the last night market. I know I got them energized. I want to thank you,
Actually, you're
Christine,
underselling.
and I want to thank the students at Ke'ili or Kalani Middle School who put on the entertainment for the night. They were awesome. I had a couple people ask that they would like to see more entertainment from like Royal Hawaiian Band and something like that. A bigger side. So those are things that you might look into. Other than that, it was a great event, and I want to thank you for coming. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Does anyone want to make a motion to support this event? Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to support both the Mardi Gras and also the, what's the first one?
Lion dance.
The line dance.
Okay.
For the newly established downtown.
Well, it's not newly. It's
Not yet. Yeah,
July.
Honolulu downtown
BID.
business improvement district. Yeah.
All right. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Okay. Armstrong seconds. All right. Do we have any objections? Not hearing any? It's approved. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So before we continue to our next one, I'd just like to remind board members you have 1 minute, and this is something you folks voted on. And to do this, yeah. We're gonna go, and this is an explosive one, so I'm gonna ask the audience, we've gone through this many, many times. If we don't continue to repeat the same thing, it'll be great. Add something new, that'd be awesome, okay? All right, so we're gonna get Kamali'i Park Update, Pacific Housing, Lanakila Pacific, and WRNS Studios. Nathan Hokama, come on up, please.
To lower the microphone. Thank you, Chair Carvalho, and good evening, all the board members. Can you hear? Oh, start again. Thank you, Chair Carvalho, and oh, okay. Okay, how's that? Thank you. I'm Nathan Hokama, and we're glad to have you be here tonight to share about the 130 South Beretania development. We have the whole team here. We have Audrey Awaya. She's the executive director of Pacific Housing Assistance Corporation. It's a nonprofit developer. It's done more than 60 affordable housing developments throughout the state. They have a current one, 140 unit housing development in Waikoloa on the Big Island. And they're also working on teacher workforce housing in Mililani. And we also have Rona Fukumoto. She's the president and CEO of Lanakila Pacific. And she'll be talking a little bit more about Lanakila Pacific later this evening. And then we have Spencer Bates. He's a designer with WRNS Studio. It's a local architectural firm. So what we wanted to do was just give you some context of the development and what we've been doing in the community. We had two sessions with the community. One was on October 21st. And then we listened to what people's concerns were. And then we came back again and we showed them what we had planned based on what they were saying. That was on November 12th. And so what I want to do is in a very compressed way tonight, give you a snapshot of what we did with those community meetings. So just to give you some background on the project, the Department of Housing and Land Development, land management, invited developers for an RFQ to look at underutilized city properties. And so we responded to that, Pacific Housing Assistance Corporation, and we were selected for the 130 South Beretania Street site. And so the use of the site has changed over time. It used to be a park, and now it's looking at potentially housing. Next slide. So the RFQ, we had a couple of requirements. It was for leasing, so it wasn't for sale. And then the units are being for rent. It's not, again, not for sale. And the developer is responsible for all of the financing. It's the developer's responsibility. Okay. And so I want to dive right into what we heard at the community meetings. We saw that there's some who felt that, they all agreed that there was a great need for affordable housing and inclusive housing. But at the same time, many felt that there was this sense of a done deal, the perception that this was a done deal. Why are you having these meetings if everything's already decided? So we wanted to address that concern. We also heard very clearly that there was wanting to preserve open spaces and the trees at Kamali'i Mini Park. And so we took that into consideration as well. And then also that the site itself was a little too small for what we had in mind for housing for disabilities. And so WRNS Studio worked their magic, and they're going to show you what we have in mind for that too. And of course, naturally, the concerns about the impact on parking in the area and traffic. Those are things that we've also addressed as well. So the next slide. So this is our vision for the location. And I'm going to call up Rona Fukumoto from Lanakila Pacific to talk about this part.
Thank you. So our vision is really based on some other things that we know. We know that 26% of the people in the United States have a disability and that less than 6% of housing is accessible. And we know locally that there is a market, there is a need, because about half of Lanakila Pacific's workforce has a significant disability, and many struggle with affordable housing, and many are looking to live independently. And that number is about 70. We also know that we want to build an inclusive community with service navigation and support so that our workforce and any other person with a disability who wants to live independently can be successful. We feel that the service navigation and supports will help them, make this their long-term housing. And we know that affordable housing for direct care workers, so these are the people who on a daily basis, their jobs are to provide assistance to people with disabilities. It could be in schools, it could be in care homes or nursing homes, and it could be even our first responders. So next slide. We also know that we need workforce housing just in general. So I gave you some of those possible groups. I also want to make clear that 25% of the units will be designated for people with disabilities. Sorry. So there is 75% open for other workforce housing needs. And we're thinking, of course, direct care workers, healthcare workers, teachers, first responders, and anyone in that middle income bracket. And we really believe that our vision is in line with the city's housing goals. We want to, I think our whole community wants to reduce out migration, and we want to ensure that residents have access to safe and affordable housing. And these are all residents, people with and without disabilities. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me okay? My name is Spencer Bates. I'm with WRNS Studio, and we're the architects working on this project. And we just wanted to share with everybody what we presented in the last listening session that we hosted with the community. So next slide, please. So our approach to the site has really been about right sizing it. We understand that it's a sensitive site. It's an awkward site. I think we all know proportionally, you know, it's an odd shape, but it has a lot of opportunity. It's uniquely positioned in the heart of downtown at this gateway to downtown from the Poly and Mauka coming in. And so we were trying to begin with open space and then lead a development in its density towards that Beretania urban edge, where the rest of downtown starts to rise up and create the cityscape that we all know and love. Next slide. And so our design approach does begin with open space, does begin with the park. We believe that housing and open community space are not mutually exclusive. So we're doing our best to push the density of the project towards Beretania Street and Mackay on the site and preserve that Mauka end of the parcel to open space as it currently is. So in the image on the right, you can see we are proposing to retain that park use opposite or in front of Kukui Plaza's Diamond Head Tower there. And then provide a passageway from Fort Street across to the Poly Highway through the site. Next slide. So the diagram here is trying to illustrate this idea that by pushing the density of the development towards Beretania Street, we're in line with how the context has been developed. Towers are oriented along that urban edge. They rise up to their height limits, generally speaking, at around 350 feet. And that our proposal is trying to be cognizant of the open space that we're trying to preserve on the Mauka end. We're also trying to borrow from the successes of our neighbors and put green space on top of our proposed parking structure. So we understand that by placing buildings on the site, you know, we are displacing green elements, but we can preserve open space, but we can also add additional new open space in the form of a roof deck above a garage, much like you can see on Kukui Plaza's roof to their garage on the right there. Next slide. And so, you know, we're trying to be mindful about not just the size and scale and proportions of the development, but, you know, how to activate a ground plane and how to revitalize this block. So next slide, please. We've heard a lot of concern about the current use of the site, and then our proposed use is really an effort to revitalize it and bring life and activity, stories, community back to it. So in addition to a park that will be privately maintained, safe, and secure by the Lanakila Pacific Workforce Program and publicly available to everybody to enjoy, we will also look at the different street frontages that make this site so unique to organize our program accordingly. So along Fort Street, which is primarily a pedestrian type street, it's slower, less traffic, you know, narrower, leads right into Fort Street Mall. We'll try to provide a design that is more sensitive to a pedestrian type of experience. While on the Poly Highway side, we'll place a program that is specific to the residential portion of the project at the base of this building. We'll have amenity spaces for the residents. We'll have the Lanakila Pacific offices and workforce program spaces, gathering spaces, And then at the corner where Beretania and Poly meet, we'll have a public court area, much like many of the developments in downtown have, where you have a public plaza that will become a civic sort of front door to the project. Next slide. We've heard a lot of concern about, the awkward shape of the site, the available space on the site. And we've looked over every square inch of it in proposing what we're talking about here today. And we do believe that the site is uniquely positioned to deliver on workforce housing and inclusive housing. We are architects that are deeply engaged in inclusive design practices. We literally help to write a standard that is used nationally. Next slide. And we recently finished up a project in San Francisco that we're proud to be a part of called the Kelsey, which brings inclusive design, universal design to an urban site much like ours here in town, and has been open just a few months and has been tremendously successful. It is occupying about 1/3 of the site here in town, 1/3 of the 130 South Beretania site, and it has almost the same number of units as we are proposing. So you don't need a lot of space to develop dignified, inclusive housing, and there is a tremendous need. This project has 112 units, and we had 7,000 applicants. So tremendous need, we know this. Next slide, please. And inclusive design is really not just about design for those with disabilities. It's really designed for everybody. And we're trying to create a community that 25% of the units would be reserved for those with disabilities, but 75% would be reserved for anybody in the workforce that qualifies. And by providing a mixture of studios, 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms that are each configured differently, we'll try to provide a variety of options for anybody looking to rent and live in this building. So everybody, we hope, will find a unit type that meets their needs, and we'll be able to create a robust and dynamic community that we hope settle and put down roots and help to activate, a site that right now is underloved, and become a home for a lot of new neighbors downtown. Next slide. We also have heard a lot of concern about the park, and specifically the trees and the health that the landscaping provides to downtown and the community. And we're not here to argue that point. Next slide. We're here to just say that we're going to do our best to provide publicly available, safe, secure park space at the ground. Lanakeela Pacific has a workforce development program. They will be training their staff in groundskeeping in this park. So it serves as the perfect site for both job training that serves the mission of our nonprofit partner, but also provides a community benefit for everybody to enjoy. All of the neighborhood is welcome. And then, like I mentioned before, we'll elevate a park. Essentially, we'll provide a public or an amenity to the tenants on the roof of the garage that not only preserves open space in the form of an elevated deck, but we hope it softens the cityscape. In the image to the right, we're trying to illustrate what a bird's eye view down on the garage might look like. It would be landscaped. It wouldn't be a bare slab of parking. And we hope that also helps to, contribute to beautifying downtown in a way. Next slide, please. And then, of course, we've heard a lot of concerns about parking and traffic. So I'm here to say that, next slide, please. We will be providing a minimum of 1 stall per unit. That's our target, in addition to visitor stalls, office parking, and then an ample number of ADA stalls, accessible stalls to serve our resident population. But we do want to point out that the nature of this project and the nature of the community that we hope to attract to this type of community is really not a car-centric demographic. We know this through the people we work with, through the tenants that occupy these types of buildings. And so the site really is uniquely positioned for those types of tenants in that it's connected to mass transit, it's connected to work, it's connected to services on foot. you couldn't ask for a more connected site to all the things that anybody would need living in an urban way. Next slide. And we needed to put up a slide for everybody to see just sort of high level where we're at with the data on the project. Right now, the open space on the Mauka end of the site would be this publicly open park. The garage element would be around 9 stories tall, and again, contain 1 stall per unit. And then the residential portion of the project would be around 19 stories. So that's half the height of all of the neighboring buildings. It could be twice the height, but we're trying to be very sensitive to the site and right size it the best we can. So 124 units with a mixture of studios, 1s and 2 bedrooms. Next slide. And then we just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an aerial tour of what we're proposing. So in this image, we wanted to demonstrate that the central fire station will be preserved. We've heard some rumors that we were going to swallow it up, but that's not happening. The building is oriented, the residential building is oriented parallel to the Poly Highway, and it actually bends away from the fire station to try to give it as much breathing room as we can and preserve views to it. Next slide. And in this next view, you can see that orientation I'm talking about, parallel to the Poly Street. You can really get a sense of what kind of a street Beretania is relative to, moving Mauka up the hill. It is urban, it is tall, it is high density. So we're placing the residential portion of the project where it makes the most sense, right opposite the other buildings that are literally twice the height. Next slide. I believe the next slide is trying to illustrate that open space we're discussing. So by positioning the garage and the housing portion just outside of the face of the Diamond Head Tower of Kukui Plaza, we're hoping to preserve the open space, the sense of open space, and the tree canopy that extends from the face of Kukui Plaza with all of its beautiful landscaping that is mature, hopping across Fort Street into the park area, hopping across to the median in Poly with the mature canopy, and then over to Capitol Place's landscaping as well. So trying to preserve that sense of openness as you come into downtown. Next slide.
Okay, before we go on any further, how many more slides do you have?
This is it.
Okay, thank you.
Green
Because we're going
space.
20 minutes, right? 10 minutes of time limit, yeah?
Sorry.
Yeah, my
I could
is to watch the time.
I could talk forever.
Yeah.
Green space. I think we showed this image earlier in a clipped version. So we're trying to illustrate that the garage would be planted on top. Next slide. And this is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. For those who have not gone out, they've gone out and they've gone out of their ways to show these slides before. So I've seen these slides before. Many of you have already seen these slides before. But go ahead and continue with the rest of the presentation. Somebody else is supposed to be speaking? That's it? Okay. So everyone, in time of interest, those who have already spoken on this, I'm going to ask that you let those that have not to come up first. So anyone in our lobby, in our public right now, who has not spoken on this issue, and I know those who have, we want those who haven't spoken on it to speak first, okay? Go ahead. If you want to go up, everyone, take the mic. We'll let the rest of you go, but I want to hear from those that haven't spoken.
Presenting myself again, Her Royal Highness Princess Shoshana Kahikala, Lonnie Wilcox, commonly known as Shoshana Jackson. First question, did you guys consult a Hawaiian practitioner or OHA or anything about do you guys know the Hawaiian history of this land?
Okay, so don't answer that right now. Go ahead and ask everything you need to ask at one time, and then they'll answer. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
so did you guys consult someone from OHA or a Hawaiian practitioner about the history of
Okay.
Kamali'i Park?
Next question. Keep on. Yeah, I want you to go ahead
'Cause,
and
do you guys know the history, like the real history, why it's called Kamali'i Park? Because I can tell you guys, but I only have a few minutes. But if you guys, do you guys know, originally what it was? It wasn't just that space. It was more than that. It belonged to the Royal Hawaiians. It belonged to my family. And that you can't break on that ground. It's sacred ground. I'm going to tell you this. If you break up on that ground, you're going to find Evie. And then you find Evie, then you're going to have OHA. come for you guys. And then when all get there, it's actually supposed to be like a ahupa. It's actually a spiritual ley line. That's why nobody breaks ground there. Before that used to be a Chinese school, but before all that, this is all royal grounds. Like I can read you real quick, like the brief history of it. Like it means royal children, and this is Princess Root, which is like my fourth great auntie, and all of this grounds is early royal grounds. So you don't want to do that because I'm telling you, like they're gonna get disturbed. You understand that thing, and it was reserved for the royal children because originally Royal School 2 was the royal school for the 16 royal children that were considered by commandment of third. So I'm just telling you very briefly because I don't have that much time that it's not a good idea. I oppose this, and that's why. I mean, if you want to know more how we can use this green space, I can come up with a better project. I support you guys in everything you do, Lana Kila, but no, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. But who I am and where I stand with the royal family in Kingdom of Hawaii, no. It's like messing with the palace or something. I'm telling you, don't do it. Because I am part of like the EV keepers and all that. Well, actually, my family is the ones that keep the EVM on. That.
All right, Shoshana. Okay. Thank you. Just so everybody knows, she's my niece. So she's, All right. Transparency reasons, this is my niece. Okay. Anyone else who hasn't spoken on this topic who would like to speak? And remember, you have 2 minutes to ask your question. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Hi there. My name is Anthony Nakatani. I live in the Diamond Head Tower of Kukui Plaza. And I just wanted to say thank you guys very, very much for coming. And also, I wanted to say thank you for the 2 previous meetings that you had where you showcased these slides. I do support this project. And the reason why is because in 7 to 8 years' time, this neighborhood is going to be very different as Skyline comes through here. And we're going to want more people, and we're going to want the economic activity that's going to be happening when we actually have people living here, and adding the diversity to this neighborhood with people, 25% of folks who are, disabled and just the extra people is going to really be a good thing, I think, for this neighborhood when it's all said and done. So my question to you is, what is the timetable looking like, for potentially, obviously, approvals and all that still has to happen, and groundbreaking, all that, and then, ultimately opening potentially. And then I just wanted to say too, I think this is ultimately going to make our neighborhood, make our backyards better. And I would very much like to see it done. So thank you very much.
You can go ahead and answer his question.
Hi, am I able to answer?
Part of the group, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Chair. Thank you. We are looking at around late 2028 to be breaking ground, and construction will be about 2 years. So we're not. It's a while from now. About 2030, we would be having people move in. Thank you.
And thank you. And can you do me a favor? Because you are presenting, can you remove your slides now? There you go. Thank you. Now we can see everybody. All right. Did she answer your question for you? All right. Anyone else who's never spoken on this? If not, then we can go ahead to those that have spoken before. Please come up and state your name for the record again.
I think Miriam Swan, same comments I've made at the informational ones. People get off the bus there to go to work. They're not going to get on the bus to go to work there. That's that thing. The piece of public park they've left is minuscule. The amount of apartments, the handicap, the disabled people, the amount of apartments they're going to have in there for 88 people wouldn't even take care of half of their workers. So this is not really a big thing. The Avalon Group is doing big stuff downtown, and I still don't understand why the city isn't working with them on these problems. So that's all. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Powell.
So I'll be brief because we've had conversation at the listening sessions and I've spoken with the board. I just wanted to thank the board. I haven't had a chance to do that for the vote and the resolution to save the park. And I also, I think you've heard in my comments in the listening sessions, the developers, this is who I understand we're speaking to here are the developers. It's not their doing to select that site. And I actually think a lot of the purpose that they described for nonprofit uses like the accessible housing, fantastic. I would love to see some of your slides of the photos because you could have bigger such projects in many of the spaces that are not being used by the city. And my comments and concerns are with the city and the state. I also found a few things recently. I'm going to ask the state and the city about what is the definition of affordable, because in many cases it's more expensive than market. And so that's not really what people think of when we are asking and needing affordable housing is something that's going to actually compete upward and push upward the market rent. I don't expect you to address that. It was not your design. That's the law. And so I would love to work with the same developers on a similar project in an empty parking lot that's double or 3 times the footprint. I would love to take right across the street the empty buildings that exist and bring those back to life. Those are actually a problem for our community to have empty buildings, and we could actually improve our neighborhood by bringing some of those back to life. It's a different kind of construction project to refit but there's already plumbing, there's already electricity, you'd have to reconfigure stuff. It's a different thing, but it's being done across the country. I'm sorry, I said I'd be briefer and I can go on, so I will stop.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, not seeing anyone here in public. Anyone online? What's her name? Excuse me, is it
Zosimo.
Simo, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Zos Arista, and I serve as the State Program Specialist for the Self-Advocacy Network with the Hawaii State Council on Developmental Disabilities. I'm here to support the work of Lanakila Affordable Housing Project at the 130 South Beretania Street. For too long, individuals with intellectual disabilities have faced major barriers finding housing that is affordable, accessible, and close to community resources. Many rely on fixed incomes and public transportation, yet most housing options are either too costly or not designed for people with diverse needs. The project represents hope, a chance to build housing that is inclusive, centrally located, and designed for everyone. Through our self-advocacy network, we hear from people who want to live where they work, volunteer, and participate fully in community life. Thank you for the opportunity to testify.
All right, thank you very much. Anyone else online? All right. Not seeing anyone else online. Now we'll go to our board members. We start off with board member Armstrong. Did you want to say something, Senator? No, that's Kevin Lai. He's a board member. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for continuing to list it on the agenda as Kamaili Park, not 130 South Beretania. And I would urge you folks to stop using that address because it's offensive. It's offensive to all of us who have voted 5-3 to support no development on this site. And I would like you to respect that. The second thing is, I heard a new phrase, disability forward, today. Maybe I'm behind the times, don't think so. But is that another phrase for Section 8 housing? Because it seems to me that a lot of the clientele could be well served. And we need more Section 8 housing in this community. But I don't hear that phrase or that effort. And I find that interesting. I know we have the wrong administration for it, but I urge you to go back to the drawing board, Lanakila, and help your population and our community with Section 8 housing. And talking about central location, as our last speaker did, hey,
10 seconds.
Thank you. New Uanu and Vineyard would be a great location. It is kind of fallow at this point, but a great location for an 18-story building. And I don't think there would be any objection to it. There's also dozens of other sites, but I remain steadfast in supporting more housing, but not this project and losing our parks. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Any other board members on this side?
Thank you, Chair.
A minute, remember, people.
Thank you, Chair. This is the first time I've seen the slides and learned about preservation of the aged old trees to protect the view of the Kukui Plaza Diamond Tower. And it's kind of like not taking away everything. And that impressed me that you would build a parking stall for each unit and a lower 9-story building, and then have ADA units for studios, 1 and 2 bedrooms. I'm curious to find out what size of the square footage, and then the ground floor plaza is a welcoming, blending in to our existing environment. I was not in favor of banning any development without more
10
knowledge
seconds, please.
and information. Thank you, Chair.
You may answer her question if you wish to. Yes.
So the question, thank you for your comments. The question was about the sizes of the units. So it's still very early in the development. So they'll range, studios would be much smaller than 2 bedrooms. And we'll have 2, I know right now we're planning for two studios, I believe it is, and two bedrooms per floor. So as we tune the building and settle in on the size, I think we can get back to you with more information about the exact square footages.
200 square feet.
No, two, the count of 2.
No, but be honest. What?
200 square feet? Oh, absolutely not. And I didn't say 200 square feet. Yeah. No, more.
Yeah. So, Mr. Armstrong, please. Thank you. Let him speak.
Yeah,
And when you speak to, even though she asked the question, speak to the chair.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shalon, don't need to say nothing else. I just asked.
I would just say it is early. There are minimum sizes that we certainly will hit. They are much higher than 200 square feet for a studio. We will hit the minimums and exceed them. So when we have more information we can share, I will do that.
All right, thank you. No follow-ups. We're going to go on 35 minutes. I got Kevin Lai and myself to finish up with, then this session will be over for the time being. Okay? Board Member Lai, please. You have 1 minute.
Thank you, Chair. To Mr. Hokama and the team, get your pens ready. I have some questions to ask in this 1 minute. I'd like to first echo the comments by Princess Soshana opposing development on the property, because in fact, one of the King's Kamehameha is one of the names listed on my property deed as a prior owner of the property at Kukui Plaza. Now, note has been made that this housing is for disabled and those who are differently abled, and also for non-disabled. 25% tagged for those as with disabilities. But what if fewer than that number are applied or in place in the building? Will those units stay empty until enough applicants come by who meet the requirements for such? Just wondering if that's a good business model. Next, to echo comments by Mr. Pyle earlier, the Hawaii Housing Financing and Development Corporation, HHFDC, notes that $3,420 is the permitted 1-bedroom rent for 120% AMI in Honolulu County. Can you explain how this will not ultimately drive up the mean rents for our area? Next, the rooftop park is private property, as was noted, but it will only benefit those who are living on the property, have access to it. So that should be excluded from being posted as a touted benefit to the community. Lastly, parking flow. It looks like the entrance will be right across from the parking circle for the Diamond Tower Kukui Plaza. What are the implications of that? Have you done any traffic flow analyses? I'd appreciate your replies either now or at the next meeting. Thank you.
You can answer his questions if you need to. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start with traffic, the last one. Mr. Pyle had a great suggestion in our last listening session about looking into the Poly Highway for a curb cut as well. Again, it's very early days, so we will look at all of these options when the project moves forward.
Doing what that?
Um,
What
sorry, your other question about rents. I'll let somebody else answer that one.
Go ahead. Please, I'm going to shut this down shortly. Yeah.
But the rents we haven't established yet, and they are maximums, and they're all established by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the rents as well as the income limits. So we haven't established. We know that per the city RFQ that we can go up to 120% of area median income, but we haven't established the rents based on the different income limits because there'll be a various range of rents depending on the income limits below 120% of median income, and where 25% of the units will be set aside for people with disabilities, and that's preferred. And certainly, if we don't anticipate having problems renting it up. There's a great demand, but if Kevin, your question is if we couldn't find anybody to rent the 25% of the units set aside for people with disabilities, certainly it'd be available to those who are not disabled. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any other things? Nope. I have board member Ross Isokane, please.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, thanks for the presentation. Just a question administratively, I understand the City Council will need to approve both a ground lease and a development contract. It's probably still up in the air for y'all, but what's your expectations of timing of when such a resolution will be introduced and when a public hearing in front of the City Council will be held? Just guesstimates. Thank you.
Hi, Ross. We don't know the answer to those questions yet. It's too early to tell. We don't have the answer.
All right. Thank you. All right. So this is going to end it right now, going on almost 40 minutes. I do apologize for those that this took time. I know you guys wanted to move. So apparently there's a couple board members that want to make a future vote coming in next year and about what they want to do and what they thought about tonight's presentation. So I'll play that out and see what happens because this board has already voted. And just to correct board member Armstrong, vote was 5-4, not 3. Per OIP, Dan's vote counts. Okay. And there was an email that was put down. Okay. All right. So it was 5-4. All right. I want to thank you guys for a great presentation. Everything looks good, but there's a lot of concerns still going on in the neighborhood that we got to listen to Shoshana. I won't call her princess. She's my niece. I'm sorry, but she's my niece, so I'm not going to call her princess. Like Kevin and I did, but I want to thank all of you guys very much, for everything. And we look forward to seeing more. Everyone, you need to go out to City Council. This is where the vote's going to take place. You need to come out in force, and we'll go there with you guys, okay? All right? All right, thank you very much. I appreciate everything else. Thank you for great presentation. All right, everyone. Next, we're going to move to public concerns. 2 minutes each regarding issues not listed on the agenda. Do we have anyone that wants to come up for public concern? If so, please come up to the microphone. Good. Please come up to the microphone and please speak as I can move this along, okay?
Hello, this is Doug Pyle. I'm a resident at Kukui Plaza. And I have two that I wanted to raise. And one is very quickly, just wanted to point out, thanks to the boards and the chairs' past efforts to deal with some of the addiction, the drug use and drug distribution so close to the intermediate school on Kukui Street. Though there has been some work with some of the needle exchange and so on. Nevertheless, I guess some habits die hard, and there's still folks using some of the private land next to the Kukui Street. Mililani Mortuary. I think it's probably, I'm still trying to reach them. Actually, I got some phone tag to try to find out if that area between the sidewalk and their fence is their land. But in any case, it doesn't get enforced by the police, which is weird. Even though it may be illegal activity, they say no one's asking us from the private property. Let me just comment on that. So apparently you can do illegal activities if it's on private land, this, according to the actual practice of the police department. But I wish they would actually take a little more assertion and find out if something illegal is happening. Nevertheless, we've had some good cooperation with Sitai Do Society, adding security and Longs and so on, although the Longs one is kind of noisy at night, which they're trying to work on with their announcement. I have two things I'm going to bring up for a concern to put it on your radar. I don't have it's something I came across online this week, so I need to dig deeper. But Board Member Lai mentioned it. There's standards for what is affordable rent. And it's because of what's been going on at Kamali'i Park that I looked it up.
10 seconds.
Got it. And so it does appear that the law permits all of the tax benefits that encourage the production of new units. They can then rent higher
Your
than
time's
market
up.
rent.
Please wind down.
And so that's something I'm going to look into how that's actually happened. In
Everyone remember, the public has 2 minutes. This is something that's been voted on. 2 minutes. I will let you know when 10 seconds is up. All right. Thank you. Anyone else who has any public concerns that's in this lobby here? Not seeing any.
Sure.
Anyone? No, public concerns is only for the public. Board members are not allowed to do.
Chair. Chair, I have
no,
a point of personal privilege.
I'm not going to move on this. This
Chair.
is public concerns, and we've been told that it is.
Chair.
So I get told we're going to move on. It's for the public.
Chair, a point of personal privilege takes precedent over other motions. My question is this: what is the current quorum count in person?
Tonight?
Yes, it seemed as if one member had departed.
In person, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Chair.
Shulan is out there speaking to someone else.
Thank you, Chair.
Just that. All right, thank you. We're going to be moving on. And that's something you can just text me, yeah? Use my phone. This is public concerns. All right, next, we're going to be moving on to board business. This includes discussion on board/community inquiries, 5 minutes each. This is 6.1 State DOT Traffic Summit. Shulan Shriver Kwok, please. You have 5 minutes.
Long for me.
Yeah. But that's what it is. That includes question.
Okay. I was very privileged to attend the October 8 and 9 Hawaii DOT Transportation Summit, which included all the 4 counties, state, federal, highway, and all the big and small people. And then they extended the invitation to neighborhood board members and some nonprofits that work with departments. And what was crucial to me to listen to 2 days of conference by experts was that they were very concerned about the fatality that we registered in Hawaii from January 25th to the meeting in October. So many traffic deaths. So they brought in a psychiatrist and they discussed why do we drive the way we drive? What is the problem with our drivers? And then you explore signs, road curve, elevation, and all kinds of technical contribution that may add to accidents and fatality. But ultimately, the psychiatrist mentioned that there's a sense of entitlement for some of the drivers, inattention, distraction. All of these things contribute to an avoidable traffic accident and fatalities. So what do you do about it? The way they've tried to outreach is to communities like this, that Ed Sheehan is going to come and talk to neighborhood boards and explain the outreach program to let more people know, to educate the schools, the kids from the kids level, and then to let people know that a life is valuable and that we should not waste it through our carelessness. That was one important thing that we learned from the conference. It was a very bare bones business conference, very uncomfortable. Going to the airport at 7:30 starting and finishing at 4:30. But I think valuable lesson learned is that the Department of Transportation has very updated data, that they obtain the data from emergency services, the hospitals, the morgue, and all of this to study about accidents and how we can further prevent deaths from this kind of avoidable problems. They studied engineering, they studied car design, dashboard design, wheels, all kinds of technical things that can improve our driving to prevent accidents. So I was quite impressed by the mountain of information to absorb for 2 days. And most importantly, I think I was very pleased that our government workers and our government leaders took their job seriously to truly embrace their mission to build safe roads, highways, and county roads, and to ensure public safety. So that's my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Shalon. And I actually want to personally thank you, Shalon, because I couldn't make it, and for you filling in for me, that thank you very much. All right, do we have anyone in the public who would like to ask Shalon Silver-Kwok anything about the HDOT? Shoshana. Anyone wants to ask her a question, please. You may ask her a question. Shoshana, you're my niece. You know how I run things. Please keep to the quorum of this place. Do not speak out of turn. Thank you. All right. Do one online have any questions? Not seeing any. Any board members on this side? No. Any board members on that side? Go ahead, Ross. Board member Rossi Sukani, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chulon. That was a great report. Very, very important words. I would just like to echo because traffic safety has been such an important topic. Multimodal is also a good way that we could prevent all these different deaths. For example, here in downtown Chinatown, the bus has been so important to us, and yet, you know, sometimes it feels like our city officials have been taking away very popular bus routes for us. Me personally, I used to catch that 20 route. I have to go to the airport next week. I'm going to have to catch an Uber because there's no viable way. I've tried it, and I'm not going to walk all the way down to Nimitz and then walk from the station now at the airport to the terminal. So I just want to point that out, that yes, we have to keep pushing for the multimodal transportation safety. So thank you, Chulon, for your report.
All right. Thank you, Board Member Rusty Sukani. Any other board members? All right. Not any other board members? Not hearing any, not seeing any? Okay. Thank you, Shalom. We do appreciate. We're going to next move on to elected officials. Even though it says 7-1 to 7-7, we have agreed, this board has agreed that if an elected official comes in person, we'll start with them. The first one in here was Stephen Downs, who represents Governor Josh Green. Stephen Downs, please go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Downs. I'm representing the governor's office. I did send in a full report. The answers were fairly long to the previous one's questions. So I'm just going to summarize just one or two points from each one. The first questions regarded the military's lease renewal of
Ross, excuse me, one quick sentence. Ross, are you on?
Yes,
Ross,
Chair, I am on.
Since I don't have the vice chair or the treasurer here, I want you to go ahead and take this on for a second. I'm going to take care of some business, all right? Please, thank you.
Very good.
Go ahead.
Let me know when you're back. Go ahead, Mr. Downs. I can't hear what people are speaking in the audience, but I'm saying go ahead, Mr. Downs. You can continue your report.
Okay, thank you. The first question related to the administration's negotiations with the federal government on the renewal of leases for military lands. The governor has convened a military lease lands advisory committee. Its first meeting was on November 25th. Its purpose is to help to evaluate the state's options and also to ensure community voices remain a central part of this process. And then the next question regarded a public corruption petition calling for an investigative committee to review whether any laws or ethic rules were violated in partly in relation to a corruption investigation involving a legislator. The governor has said that has emphasized that the importance of transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct in government. He assigned 7 good government bills related to those purposes, as well as 18 more ethics reform bills into law. Third question involved a climate settlement, a recent settlement between the Department of Transportation and youth climate plaintiffs, Navahini versus Hawaii Department of Transportation. Department of Transportation says that this is the first settlement agreement of its kind in which a state government has decided to work with youth plaintiffs to address concerns regarding constitutional issues arising from climate change. As part of the settlement agreement, the Department of Transportation developed a greenhouse gas reduction plan, which was released on October 15. The final energy security and waste reduction plan is available for you to see online, and that link is in the document I submitted to the chair. Are there any questions for the governor that I can pass on? Please let
All
me
right,
know.
thank you. I'm here, Ross. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Any questions for Stephen Downs? Please go up to the mic, state your name again, even though we know who you are.
Thank you. Doug Pyle, a resident at Kukui Plaza, and thank you for having a response to a question I had asked last time regarding the Navahina youth settlement and referencing the transportation plan, Department of Transportation plan. I guess maybe there's more that you referred to that might be written, but but what I'm really focused on for our neighborhood is there are 41 trees in Kamali'i Mini Park. And one of the administrative goals in the early pages of that plan you cited is the Department of Transportation to take action to prevent the loss of such trees in land use changes, I believe is the wording, something to that effect. Would that include taking some action to prevent the loss of the trees in Kamali'i Park? Because it does seem like that's a logical thing. I do have some of the plaintiffs who have signed the petition to save the park. So, I'll just leave it at that because they can speak for themselves, but they are included in the petition signers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the public have a question for the governor's representative? If you have a question, please go up to the mic and ask your questions. Not seeing anyone else coming up to the mic. Anyone online that's part of the public and not a board member have a question for the governor's representative? All right, not seeing anyone. Any board member has a question for the governor's representative? Go ahead, board member Rossi Sakani, please.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Stephen, welcome back to our board. We've missed you. I want to talk about short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods. Maui Council just voted to pass Bill 9 on first reading, so there's one more to go. I just want to say during the governor's 2024 State of the State address, he proclaimed he'd support bills that will help move short-term rentals and vacant investment properties owned by non-residents into our local housing market to increase supply and bring down prices for our families. So now I get this is a Maui County issue. It's not a state issue, but I'm just thinking some vocal support by the government in advance of this vote, I think will help a lot. The question I have in the time I have left, given Bill 9, it's correctly prioritizing housing. I'm just wondering if the governor is going to continue pushing for support for Maui, given their continued economic recovery, because I know it's going to impact things, but I think this is the right fight for us to fight.
10 seconds.
I think, I think Maui's taking on this fight for all of us. Housing first over profits. So I just want to support them. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other board members have any questions? All right. Not seeing, I'll go ahead and end this one up. So I'd like to address the homeless situation in the state. So the homeless situation with our tiny homes, especially one right there by Evil is not getting any better. For the last 2 days that I've walked the streets from my home to Ala Park to the old ORL station where I work at, the homeless people are there right against that whole fencing area. It got so bad that one of these homeless persons walking his dog, I like to say he accidentally did it, but he tried to get his dog out of the way, but he couldn't. And he threw the dog chain, which hit my eye. My bosses even had to ask me if I was okay. It's getting out of control, and we need to do something. What is the governor going to do about this, since this tiny homes, Kahalitz was his idea, especially in a place where they're already starting up the production of rail there? And why did they even do that since it's going to have to come down anyway shortly? All right. Other than that, thank you very much. Okay, I ended that. Thank you very much. All right, next, the second one that was here was our State Senator Carl Rhodes. Thank you, Carl Rhodes.
Hi, everyone. Before I start my written report, I just want to say that I have decided to oppose the development that they were talking about tonight. I don't agree with the underlying logic of, because we own the park, we own the space, we should build something on it. Well, then we should fill up Foster Botanical Gardens with affordable housing because we own it and it's not that far away. And we've had a shortage of park space since I was on this board 20 years ago. So there's a draft letter on my desk, which I'll be sending out to the mayor sooner than later. We're getting ready for session. So if you have bills that you'd like me to consider introducing, please let me know sooner than later. You can reach me at 586-6130, 586-6130, or the email is senroads, SENRHOADS at capital with an o.hawaii.gov, and sooner the better. The governor signed into law Act 236 this past June, which renames the Hawaii Department of Agriculture the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity. DAB's mission is to safeguard Hawaii's agriculture, promote agriculture, and to protect the natural environment from invasive species by tightening biosecurity to reduce the risk of invasive species entering the state. They just recently put up a new website. It's called biosecurity.hawaii.gov, biosecurity.hawaii.gov. We have a number of very pernicious invasive species here on Oahu, and this is the place where you can find out about how to check to see if something you have in your yard is one. Little fire ants are a real menace. You don't want them in your front yard if you can avoid it. Coconut rhinoceros beetles, especially if you have coconut trees, are really bad news. So it's much easier to eradicate them before they get well entrenched. So you go to that website and they can help you out with that. That's it.
All right. Excuse me. All right. Does anyone in our public like to address or ask a question of Senator Rose? And Senator Rose, sorry that you're going to be leaving office. Understand? But thank you for the great job you've done. If you have a question, please go up to the microphone. It's always the same. Thank you.
So Senator Rose, may I call you Carl friendly because I know you. So there was this thing that came across 808 Greenthorns. There's a lady that had black widow, like a breed of black widow, and I contacted DLNR and like the state report or whatever for pests and stuff, and they said they couldn't do anything about it because it's already here. I didn't know the black widows were here already, and that it's been already introduced. I think maybe it's another species. It's not like the mainland kind, but they're still considered very venomous spiders. So like, what are they gonna do? Because now we got Koki's and from Kulio all coming over from Waimanalo. So what can we do to educate the public more, like on reporting this? Because I had to post everything on the site, do my research, and put it all in 808 for them to do. But they feel like there's nothing to do, but you have to pay out of your pocket for this. I feel this is something that should be funded, you know, by the city or the state or whatever it falls in jurisdiction. I feel like that's DLNR's problem. And they said they're understaffed and underfunded. And that's why they educate, you know, the airports and all that. You cannot bring all kinds of stuff in from, there's a lady that brings, what's that? We call it the Spanish moss, but that like some kind of like henna, but it's not actually real henna, but you get what I mean. She said she stuck that in her suitcase and no problem. They're supposed to report that stuff. That's why they put the stuff on the plane. But they're just like, whatever, you know, so that's my question on that. Like, how can we educate? Yeah.
Thank you.
So the this website that I just mentioned is that they're the ones who are supposed to deal with invasive species. So there is always a question with invasive species if it's so dug in, so prevalent already that it's almost impossible to get rid of. I don't know if black widows are in that category yet, but I would definitely check with DAB and see what they say. And oh, thanks about your yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve. I still have another year, so you're not
we
ready
know.
yet.
We know. But I just want to let you know. Do we have anyone else in the public who would like to say anything to our honorable senator? None? Anyone online that is not a board member? So board member Lai, you can check your hand down because we're not ready for you as board members yet.
Chair.
Good. Donald Sakamoto?
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Go ahead.
Senator Rose, nice to hear your voice. Blind individual with the National Federation of Blind of Hawaii. I'd like to know when will you or Senator San Joy Ventura will start the Deaf Blind Task Force, because we have a lot of bills for the deaf and blind that we would like to propose for the next year's session. So, but I thank you for your service. Sad to see you go, but thanks for everything. But I just want to know when we're going to have a meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm not the leader of that anymore, but I'm still a member. I don't know there is a meeting coming up to talk about legislation for this upcoming session. And if you want to email me, I'll get you the date. It's Sen Rhodes, SENRHOADS at capital with an o.hawaii.gov, and we'll get you the date and the contact information so you can join in if you'd like.
Good. Thank you, Senator.
Sure.
Happy holidays.
Too.
All right. Thank you. Anyone online that is from the public, not a board member, online, who would like to go ahead and ask our senator any questions, please do so. All right. Not seeing anyone else. We'll start off with the board members. Any of the board members? Shulan Shuba Kwok, please go ahead.
Senator Carl, we're gonna miss you, definitely, because I've watched your work for over 20-some years. And honest, good work. I want to miss you on the judiciary because we really need someone to appoint good judges. They've been dismissing so many criminals, not putting them in jail, causing a lot of disappointment, I think. And, you know, especially your bill on ACT, we have so few results on that one because the judges refuse to order mandatory treatment for our folks that needed them. So our judges are so lenient. They say, oh, there are no places for them in the jail, or people 100 convictions will let go. So how come we have these kind of judges not, you know, not ruling based on the law? I mean, it's a secondary problem, not having room for them, but the law is the law.
10 seconds.
Just like the recent settlement of $1 million to a criminal's family rankles a lot of us.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. I mean, I have to take as much blame as any for the judges that we have. I mean, I've been chair of the Judiciary Committee for 7 years now, and when it gets to us, the judge has been vetted several times. But I do emphasize over and over again how even crimes that normally are not considered serious can have serious impacts, not only on the direct victim, but the neighborhood in general. ACT is at this point on ACT is Assisted Community Treatment Act. It allows it allows someone to petition for someone who is mentally ill, but not mentally ill enough to go to the state hospital, for a judge to order them to be on a medical plan, take their drugs. That is not actually the percentage success rate is pretty good. The judges, when you punch the boxes, they'll order it. What we have trouble with at this point is places to put them, because if you get the ACT order and you just throw the person back on the street, it doesn't work out very well. That actually is one area that I had a meeting with. I had a meeting today. I had one last week, something I'm definitely going to focus on for the rest of my time here. We've made a lot of progress on the legal side. So there is a process for each sort of level of mental illness, but you still got to have a place to put them, and we're looking for beds. So that will be the next battle. I think that was everything. But yes, thank you for the kind words.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we have Board Member Lai. Board Member Lai, now that I called on you, please put your hand down. Thank you.
Chair, thank you. I'll manage the clicks on as I can. Senator, thank you for to listen to our board and our community's concerns about mini park. I really appreciate that you mentioned submitting a letter regarding your own opinions about that, and I will include in that. You've seen and listened to the community as well, and I just want to say it's outside of your jurisdiction directly, I suppose, but again, appreciate to no end the fact that you would take the time to submit a letter. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, not seeing any. I would like to, I'm not finished, sir.
Sorry.
I'm going to ask the last question of the night for you. So, with the state and everything else, and for me, the thing is the homeless, and I appreciate that. My niece will verify this. We're getting downright tired of listening to the homeless. They're roasting the bars, okay? They're roasting the bars. I don't care if the bars close at 1:45 and everybody comes out and gives a big chee-hoo and all that. That's fine, because that chee-hoo goes up, then it's down, and it's over. But we have homeless people fighting each other all night long, that they're louder than the dump trucks going beep, 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 back, 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 whatever, louder than the bar people, louder than our roosters. And it's getting tiring. And I live on the 20th floor, and because we live so high, it's so loud, it's like they're right there. My sister stayed over the other night, and she says, brother, why does it sound like they're right in the window? I mean, how can we address this homeless situation? Because it's not getting better, it's actually getting worse. That's my question.
I don't know if it's getting worse. I've lived in Chinatown for 29 years, and I live on the 27th floor, and I know what you're talking about. There's nothing between you and whatever's going on. Everything those guys are doing is illegal already. It's largely an enforcement issue, and my frustration has often been with HPD, who, if you call them, sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't come out, and but it's already illegal. So I don't know what to tell you. My main job is to pass laws, and I'm certainly aware of that particular one. The chickens too. I do have someone who's working on that problem in Smith-Beretania Park, which a lot of people around the area can hear, and the backup beepers as well, because I have introduced bills over and over again to try to at least get those the ones that don't beep, the ones that sound like a duck to me, the quackers, which I find much less annoying when you're trying to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning.
All right, thank you very much, and
Thank you
for the job you do for us. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you. All right, the next person that we're going to go to that was here is William Duke, the representative for Councilman Tyler DeSantos.
Aloha, everybody. Just a couple of things to update from last month's meeting. I know we've had a lot of discussion about the Hotel Street issue. DTS did let us know that they're going to be repaving it. So not sure what that means for the paintings for the bus markings, but as soon as we get an update on that, I will definitely let you all know. We had a meeting today with the Longs on Poly and their landlord Safeway. They have installed 2 new pretty large camera systems that have audio recording, and they will be hiring a full-time security guard. I know, Mr. Pyle, there's a lot of problems there, so they are going to be actively cooperating with HPD to try to kind of clean up some of the issues around that area. Other than that, that's all I have. I'm available for questions.
All right, do we have anyone in the public who wishes to address City Council? Representative William Duke. If you do, you know where it's at. Doug's friend. Go ahead, Doug.
Thanks.
2 minutes.
Doug Pyle, Kukui Plaza resident, and thank you for the news about Long's and the Safeway. Security guard will help a lot. They have very loud speakers too, so maybe they can find ways to, it's nice that they use them, but it's too loud. So they need to turn the volume down. They have been cooperative in the past, but anyway, that's just good news. Question I've got is what I had raised earlier and would have for the mayor's rep, if there is one here, but if not, certainly you can address it in terms of city. The city website does have that reference to a definition of what is affordable. And there's an understanding that among the community that, one, we need affordable housing. And people think, well, what's affordable is what people can actually afford who have income restrictions, income challenges. And I was very surprised to see the website, that the city website, and I'll show it to you offline here, but it links to the standards of a definition, a table for what is affordable housing. And it has that footnote I mentioned earlier today that says it may be higher than the area local market rent. And I remember a particular building for senior citizens downtown, where some of the one-bedroom units at Kukui Plaza, which is market, was about the same or even less than what was being charged, 600 square foot plus for one bedrooms. The rent was lower in many instances at Kukui Plaza than these little tiny studios for the seniors. And
10 seconds.
So please look into that. I'm still looking into how many units are actually rented at that maximum. If I think it was a developer, it'd be responsible to your company to maximize your rent.
All right, Doug,
So that's
time's up.
what is affordable rent under the law?
Doug, thank you.
Councilmember DeSantis is intimately aware with that issue. I think there's a balance between incentivizing new development and trying to make affordable housing, but it's very top of mind, and I'll certainly pass your comments along.
All right, thank you very much. Any other public members who wishes to say anything on this that is on our WebEx page? Nope, not seeing any. Now we'll go to board members. We'll start off with Board Member Armstrong, please.
Thank you, Chair. Will, thank you for coming. And now that all the discussion has occurred and now presentations, has the council member come up with a position on Kamaili Mini Park? Is he going to oppose and stand with citizens or not?
Thanks, Bob. I think at this point, since the process is still going on, I know this isn't the answer you want, I'm sorry. He doesn't really want to put his finger on the thumb, but this question, as Ross brought up, will come to City Council. So, sorry.
Thank you. Next, we have Board Member Shulan Schreiber-Kwok, please.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. I missed you guys last month. Yeah.
And I'm glad that Resolution 25-301 passed second reading, which is to ensure that constitutional rights are being enforced by our HPD, not assisting ICE to arrest and attack people without warrants. So I'm glad that that passed, and a bunch of law students came and testified. And I was also very disturbed by the $1 million settlement that the council voted in fearing that civil lawsuits would be more expensive and that it would last a lifetime because murder has no deadline. And I think it's a very
10 seconds.
flawed philosophy to do that, because a wrong was done and this guy was a criminal. Police were attacked. Judge dismissed the
All right,
case.
time to wrap it up, Shulan, please. Thank you.
To let you know that many people feel like I do, that it was money wasted on a criminal family.
Thank you.
I thank you for your testimony
All right.
on the constitutionality resolution.
All right, next we have Board Member Rossi Sakani, please.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Will. Thanks for being there in person. Thanks for giving us the updates on the question we had around the unpermitted vehicles on Hotel Street. I guess the news on the paving project is very interesting. When you can answer, let us know what the timing of that is, because my understanding, you can probably correct me because you know these rules, but our Complete Streets ordinances mandates that any project like this must require enhancements to the safety. So to me, unpermitted vehicle traffic on Hotel Street is definitely a safety issue. So this seems to me like any visible paint markings maybe they want to put, similar to what's on King Street, or signages. This seems like a really golden opportunity because now it's mandated. Just throwing it out there, the time I have left, I know some people like the chair may oppose paint markings, but hopefully we can still put that on the agenda in the future one day to discuss that as a board. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, I'll certainly keep you guys posted on timeline as we learn more.
All right. Anyone else? All right. I'll go ahead and finish this up. And yes, I am opposed to painting Hotel Street red because that whole street will be red. And I look directly down below Hotel Street. I don't want to see that sorted out. Put up the signage. If you put up the signage the right way, and if the police are doing their work and due diligence and stopping these people, it'll work. I don't want to see that. Okay, that's it. I am very disappointed in the city council. Very disappointed that you folks are giving $1 million to the I Remember family. This man went around and terrorized our whole communities from the windward side all the way back to this side. And because of this man who terrorized an older man and his wife, the older man died a couple of days later of a heart attack, which we know was a direct from that. Why are we giving money to people like this and their families? This money should be going to our victims, not to people who are going around terrorizing. These parents are just as responsible for this child. They're upbringing this child, and this is a teenage child, joyriding, stealing a car. I'm very disappointed. That's all I have to say. I was the last, so you guys, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, all right? And you know, I love you guys. So
I love you guys.
I have to express that feelings because we got to take care of our people. All right. Next, now that all those that were in our lobby have gone, now that all those that were in our lobby have been able to spoke, we're going to start off with Congressman Ed Case, representative. We're going to count it 1, 2, 3. I don't see Congressman Ed Case, representative. Next, Mayor Rick Blangiotti's representative Ian Sante texted me about 10 minutes before this meeting started. He will not be able to make it because he's sick. Maybe I should have stayed home too because I'm feeling sick. All right, thank you. So
Fair. It is on the agenda. I'm wondering if we can still take comments.
no, so
It's
it
on
is
the agenda.
So because he's not here, you can go ahead and send me any messages that you have, and I'll go ahead and send it out to him. Yeah, thank you.
Chair, point of order. I think it's required that we take comments from the public if for anything else on the agenda.
So for the board members, if you want to ask a question, you can go ahead and send it to me, and I'll go ahead and send it to him. He is not here. Thank you.
Sure. I'll be following up with you regarding the traffic
okay.
incidents at Smith.
That's no
and
problem. We want to get through this.
Ian Sante.
Next, we're going to go ahead and move to Kim Coco, State House District 25. Kim, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Chair. Yes, so I want to first introduce everyone to one of our office volunteers, Janelle Fujinaka, who's been on the online with us, and she's actually a volunteer now. And we actually, I think, made a conditional offer to her to be our next full-time session hire. So she'll be starting in January. So thank you and welcome, Janelle. And she may be attending in my stead in some of the future neighborhood board meetings. I do want to share some updates regarding the I just want to make sure that the community knows what kind of calls we get and concerns that our office gets. And so our office manager, Kate Ozawa, has been tracking whether they're phone calls, emails, letters. the number one issue has been community improvements or suggestions, like for crosswalks, sidewalks, repainting, etc. We got 39 since, and this is all since January of this year. And then the next, and then that's 39. And the next item is condo issues, and that's 17. And right next to it is gambling. Pros and cons for legalizing gambling is 18. Guns 16, and then noise issues, including trash pickups, is 14 calls or emails. And then 10 were city issues, but we do try to work on some of those issues as well. With obviously with the council members, and then homeless concerns with our unhoused neighbors, it's 9, and then issues with affordable housing, and again that question of what is affordable, we got 8 of those contacts, and then crime or police issues 7, and then more recently we got around 6 calls, complaints, emails regarding Union Plaza, and specifically on behalf of the residents that's going on there. And then also I want to share with everyone, I know this is always a pressing issue for the downtown Chinatown community, is our unhoused neighbors. I have participated in the point in time count at least 3 years. The point in time count is coming again, January 26th. And if you haven't done this or participated in this process, I urge all neighborhood board members across Oahu to participate, because you learn a lot about our unhoused neighbors in our community, and basically you ask them questions. It's on using your iPhone. There's a questionnaire that you take them through, and it's a great way to just begin engaging, and you'll find a lot. And I think the results and the results of the point in time count report will have way more meaning to everyone if you participate in the process. I do want to address a couple other things. I know there was a question that somebody raised earlier about the investigation of corruption in the legislature. I did post a letter to the editor of the Star Advertiser indicating my full support for at least the House to my body that we investigate. I understand that there's been some maybe traction around that, and so something's moving. That's all I can say. Is it looks like the public pressure has been having an impact. And then regarding empty homes, that was also an issue, or actually affordable rentals was the issue. And my bill that I drafted and introduced last session and is still alive because it's a biennial, so it's still alive going into 2026. Again, it's to impose a GET surcharge on all vacant homes that are vacant for more than 6 months. And it's to impose a GET, and the GET that would have been collected had that empty home been rented, or the GET that would have been collected had a family lived in that unit.
20 seconds left.
Gone into the community and generated GET. Yeah, and that money would then go to subsidize Section 8, state-funded Section 8 vouchers.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, in our public right here, do we have, I don't even have to ask that, but I still have to ask. Do we have anyone in this public besides Doug Pyle who would like to speak? See none in the public. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, I think I've used up my allotment of time today, but I haven't had a chance to ask you, Representative. You mentioned, I believe, briefly ICE, or maybe it was something else. Will there be a bill that you are going to be supporting to protect the diversity of Hawaii? We are defined by our ethnic diversity, immigration, illegal immigrants and citizens alike, people having to get their passports even just to protect themselves out of fear of the racist policies of the Trump administration, having ICE go after just diverse folks and scaring folks and all the consequences. So that's one. And the second one is regarding homeless, I want to make it really clear. I've worked in mental health, and I think you know that. Many of the folks here know that. When the homeless downtown in particular often have crises that are better addressed not by police, but by either social workers or psychology or someone trained to deal with trauma. And we don't have that option in 911. I think the state and the city could try to find a way to enhance the options between police, fire, and ambulance so we can get some compassionate response that really solves problems with the homeless. You have some thoughts on those?
All right, thank you.
Okay, yes. So regarding ICE and just trying to have some protections and safeguards for our immigrant communities, and actually, quite truthfully, it's also not just immigrants, but also non-immigrant Americans who, risk being detained by ICE. And so, yes, I did draft a bill hoping that we would be going into special session, which we did not. I do know that there are many other bills that were drafted last session that are still alive. So definitely I will be supporting bills to, number one, require that ICE agents be unmasked and that they have identifying information on their bodies in terms of who they are and which agency they represent. And also the regarding body cams, we might not be able to force them to wear body cams, but the version of the bill that I drafted does include asking or requiring local law enforcement, state and county, to actually work as legal observers and to turn on their body cams whenever they know of ICE agents interacting with the public, so that we have when I was with the ACLU, I served as a legal observer to basically monitor, to make sure government, anyone who was representing the government was doing so in a lawful way. And that is one of the ways that we can protect and safeguard our citizens. And you mentioned, I'm not sure what your question was regarding our unhoused neighbors who have mental health issues.
Make it brief, please.
Essentially 911 emergency response alternatives to police, fire, and ambulance, so we can get the right kind of care to a crisis so common in downtown.
Oh, okay. So yes, and that's really important. So can I just share with you, IHS is contracted through state funds to provide services for the entire urban core area. And they have been quite effective. In fact, regarding the Union Plaza issue, I did reach out to IHS and ask them to go through Union Plaza floor by floor and speak with as many residents there to offer them other alternative housing, at least temporarily, just to get them into something safer than what's currently there. But IHS it is quite responsive. I've called them many times for when I'm concerned about an unhoused neighbor and regarding regardless of what kind of mental health issues they're struggling with, IHS is prepared to engage and reach out to and offer services to and transport to a shelter any and all individuals in our district.
All right, thank you very much. Anyone else in our public here? Representative Coco, I'm going to go to the board members. If I can ask you to keep it brief and to the point, I appreciate that. Thank you. Board member Isakani, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Hello, Representative Iwamoto. Thanks for your hard work representing our interests from a corruption perspective and also from the anti-home surcharge. I want to ask you a hypothetical on general ethics and the separation of legislative and executive powers. Just for context, I wanted to ask this question to the city and county representative on the record, but Chair did not afford me that opportunity, and that's fine. So this question is just hypothetical for you to weigh in on. During yesterday's city council meeting, Council member Val Okimoto made what sounded to me like some very serious allegations. She stated that connected with the confirmation process of the mayor's appointment for Director of Housing and Land Management, a senior administrative official sent her a message insinuating that the release of budgeted appropriate funds for her district was contingent on a successful confirmation vote. Now, maybe this is a misunderstanding or miscommunication, but I want to ask you as a representative, hypothetically, if this happened to you or someone in the House or Senate, wouldn't you expect the governor's office to take this seriously and investigate and respond to the public in a transparent manner? Thank you.
Oh, that's so coming into having served my first legislative session, there is a lot of unspoken kind of consequences to going against the grain. But it's not, for me, it doesn't mean that I capitulate to whatever the threat via custom and practice or the direct threat. I think it's important to call it out, and I would call it out whenever that happens. Yeah, so I welcome people being out and making these threats out loud so I could basically shine a light on them. Because yeah, I agree that there are problems with that. We have checks and balances and we play different roles. I think it's important to keep the different branches of government kind of, separate so that, there is some integrity in that process. I don't know, did I answer your question?
Absolutely. I just wanted my question on the record. Thank you, Representative.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other board members? All right. See, now I'm going to end this. Representative Iwamoto, so I'm very disappointed in your office. I'm very disappointed with the city council and the mayor's office. You brought up 1136 Union. And the reason I'm going to be disappointed with this, because you know, as much as I know, that you and I both knew about this back in March. I'm not going to say who tipped us off, but it was a resident of that area that tipped us off. She wrote to you and she wrote to me, and she wasn't getting responses. HPD, I give them credit because they went and checked it out, realized that there was illegal B&B going on, and that had to stop, and tell them to stop. But I'm very disappointed. It went from March, and then it finally exploded where I didn't even want to go around that area because they were carrying guns there, and they knew who I was, and they kept them pointed, so I didn't feel safe. But I was very disappointed with that whole situation, and I felt that it should have came up and been done earlier. We both had information about this. I have the emails going from March all the way down to when it exploded, and to that point. At that point, I stayed away from the area because of my life. I felt my life to be threatened with the people the security or thugs that they had out there carrying weapons. And a lot of people from Sirapahi knew his daughter was threatened. She lived there. And so, I mean, they all felt scared. A lot of the tenants, many tenants moved away and moved to the East Coast because they were afraid. So I was very disappointed it took that long. March, and you look at that, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, over 8 to 9 months for this to be taken care of. But anyway, you don't have to answer that question. You can send me an email or call me. I appreciate it. I just wanted to express that. All right, thank you.
Well, I mean, I feel, may I answer?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. I did, so one of the things that as Senator Rhodes pointed out, our job as lawmakers is to enact laws. And what this whole incident has exposed is that we need way more safeguards for tenants to protect themselves from, wayward landlords, for sure. And it was very enlightening for me. One of the other things that I did was convene a meeting between legal aid, volunteer legal services, the Honolulu Tenants Union, as well as another representative to try to find out, okay, like there's this situation happening right now. It's a burning building, but what do we do about the next one and the next one? What can we do? So there's stuff that I'm proactively trying to identify what we as legislators can do versus the permitting office or the fire department. There's obviously different agencies do different things, but I do appreciate what the point you're making is that people were unsafe. is it a civil matter? And, so there's a lot that we're looking into. I did speak with somebody from DCCA, because again, the laws are inadequate. People don't have teeth. State agencies don't have teeth to step in on behalf of tenants. The landlord tenant code is currently there's a working group right now to look at strengthening, changing the landlord tenant code, hopefully changing it. And the landlord tenant code is a state statute. So that's definitely something that I could do more of. But I'm not sure, what the role of a legislator is to enforcing the law in the way that I think you and many of the tenants had expected us to.
I appreciate that. And this is mostly, I believe, a city problem, and the city is known about it. But I figure whether you're a state or city official in this context, the safety of our people, the safety of our residents and our community comes before anything else. And no one should be treated in such a way that the conditions that they're living in. And
I agree.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Thank you.
All right, no, but thank you very much. And I do appreciate everything you do. All right. I just have to let that frustration out because the people are hurting.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. We want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you. All right. Next, we're moving on to State House District 28. Daniel Holt, are you here?
Aloha, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Aloha hiahi kako. My name is Kelly, and I'm the office manager of Representative Daniel Holt. I'm here tonight on his behalf. Mahalo for the opportunity to share a brief update today. As many of you know, Act 310 was the legislature's major new initiative to strengthen Hawaii's nonprofit sector, especially the organizations providing direct community services. On November 20th, the legislature released $50 million in Act 310 grant funds to support 95 nonprofits across Hawaii. Today, we're proud to highlight the types of organizations receiving awards and the vital services they provide, from food security and healthcare to education, housing, youth development, kupuna services, cultural programs, and family support. These organizations are the backbone of our communities, including the neighborhoods represented here. They are the ones responding to homelessness, providing cultural grounding, supporting our keiki, feeding families, and keeping people connected to essential care. Representative Holt's office worked closely with nonprofits across Kalihi Palama and Downtown-Chinatown to make sure they understood the program, the reporting requirements, and the opportunities ahead. As the legislature moves into the 2026 session, we will also be doing continued oversight to ensure the funds reach the communities with the greatest need, including right here in downtown and Chinatown. Act 310 was designed not just to fund programs, but to stabilize and strengthen the organizations doing the work. And we know that many of you partner closely with these nonprofits, so we want to make sure your voices and experiences are reflected as this program continues. As we move toward the upcoming legislative session, Representative Holt asked me to share that he is actively seeking community-driven ideas for legislation. If there are issues affecting downtown Chinatown, whether public safety, small business support, historic preservation, cultural programming, housing, transportation, or anything else you feel needs attention, please let us know. You can reach our office at 808-586-6180 or email us at repholt, that's REPHOLT, at capital.hawaii.gov. We welcome bill ideas, questions, concerns, or connections to organizations doing important work. Representative Holt believes that the strongest legislation comes directly from the community, and neighborhood boards are one of the most important places where that insight comes from. Mahalo nui for the work you all do on this board and in the community. We truly appreciate your partnership, and we look forward to continuing to support Downtown Chinatown in meaningful and tangible ways. Since this is the last meeting before the holidays, Representative Holt and our office want to wish everyone a very warm and safe holiday season. Mele kaliki maka, ha'oli makahiki ho, and mahalo again for allowing me to be here this evening. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take them back to the representative. Mahalo.
All right, thank you. I want to just ask a quick question. Is your name? You say your name is Kelly?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, that's all I needed to know. We'll go ahead now. Open this up. Is anyone in the public here at this library would like to ask a question of our Representative Holt? Ask Kelly question so she can take it back. All right, not seeing any. We'll go ahead to people online. Anyone online who would like to ask a question?
Chair,
Go ahead.
Donald Sakamoto. Thank you, Kelly, for your update. I just want to know for the next legislative session, as the representative got in his assigned duties as chairs for different committees or committees that he will be participating in, has it changed?
It has not changed. He's going to continue as the grant and aid manager, and he's also going to be a member of, he's the chair of the Legislative Management Committee, a member of the Tourism Committee, the Economic Development Committee, and the, oh shoot, I always forget the last one. I'm sorry, but he is in the same committee membership.
Okay, thank you for the information. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Anyone else from the public? All right, not hearing none. We'll go to the board members. Any board members have a question for a representative? Thank you. I almost called you a representative. Board member Rossi Sakani, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Hello, Kelly. Thanks for being here and representing our representative. Mainly, I just want to say, representative doesn't always come to our board meetings, so we appreciate your presence. I want to say I just follow the representative's work, grants and aid, and especially his work with OHA. I think that's super important that he's a big advocate for OHA. It's a very neglected, underrepresented, if you ask me, section. I mean, they have the OHA representation, but as far as what's happening with DHHL, I know the representative worked hard for that community, so I just want to thank him for that.
Thank you, Mr. Board Member Sakani. Anyone else? Go ahead, Board Member Armstrong.
Thank you, Chair. Kelly, are you a new appointment to Representative Holt's office?
No, I just completed my first year with him on November 7th. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing my second session with him.
Well, that's interesting because I note that this is the first time you've spoken to us, and Representative Holt has never spoken to us except for once in at least 6 years. So I was just thinking that maybe, this is the start of something new.
Okay, yeah.
But my question is, do you expect the representative to sponsor the sports gambling bill again that lost in the legislature this upcoming January?
Do you mean is he going to be reintroducing?
Yes, that he is going to provide the legislative words so that sports gambling might be considered in our state an issue that our community is very much opposed, but he doesn't seem to care about it.
Well, we actually spoke about it earlier this week, and he said that he does not have any plans to reintroduce new legislation for it this session.
All right, thank you very much for that answer. Any other board members? No? Okay, so Kelly, I'm going to end this. I let Representative Holt, I'm going to be emailing him a bunch of things that I want him to address, including the homeless situation out here, the drug situation out here, and so forth, about Kamali'i Park. Yeah. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for coming, and I hope we get to see you in the future every month. Do remember and let the whole family know we say Melekaliki Maka Meki Haole Makahiki Ho, and let them know that we're off next month. Okay, there is no meeting. We don't come back to meeting until February. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays, everybody.
All right, you have a happy holidays. All right, thank you. Next, we're going to move on to 8 monthly reports. We start off with 8.1, Honolulu Board of Water Supply, BWS. Iris, go ahead,
Hi.
Iris.
Hi there, I'm online. Sorry, not there in person. 2 quick announcements. We just want to remind people that we want our customers to stay vigilant about utility scams, especially during this holiday season. So I just want you guys to remember, Board of Water, we do not accept payment via gift cards, wire transfer, or app payments. We will not call outside of regular business hours of Monday through Friday, 7:45 to 4:30. And if you receive a suspicious call, ask for their name and number and hang up, and then call the 808-748-5000, extension 2, and to verify if that was a phone call from us. So we'll also never send, we'll also never send that disconnection texts to you. Like if you're going to disconnect the water to your home, we're not going to send a text about it. And if you're approached by someone claiming to be from Board of Water, ask for their official ID. Our staff should wear Board of Water Supply logo attire. We'll drive marked vehicles and carry our City and County of Honolulu badge. Okay, so that's just a reminder for you guys. And the second announcement is just a holiday conservation tip. So holiday gatherings and cooking can increase water usage. So a simple reminder, turn off the tap while prepping food or scrubbing dishes. So remember, every drop counts. So that's just my quick announcement, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Anyone in the public wishes to respond or ask a question to Iris from the Board of Water Supply? Yeah, so we're going to start off with here with Patrick Smith. Go ahead, Patrick.
Hi, good evening, Iris. I'm Patrick
Hi.
Smith. I just wondered, is the Board of Water Supply ever going to move to like a smart metering system where the someone, especially like in a residential situation, can ascertain exactly how much water they're using at certain times? And I ask this simply because sometimes I've gotten notices of heavy water usage, and I'd sort of like to investigate that more. But is that possible, or is that not really on the radar? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I'll double check, but I believe we do have that. So I'll get back to you by January meeting. But if
Thank you. Can I go online? Is there like information where I could find that, or can I call the Board of Water Supply directly and ask them that question, or would they, the customer service line, would they know? You think?
yeah, I know I actually should know, but I just can't remember right now. But
Okay.
yeah, you're always welcome to call our 748-5000 and ask for customer service, or our communications office and our conservation office too.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
All right, no, thank you. Next, please go up in routine. Thank you.
Hi, it's me, Shoshana again. So to make this quick, I noticed that I don't know if it's like you guys handle it. I know you guys work like probably hand in hand with like DLNR when it comes to like the water quality, but I noticed the water quality in Chinatown is a whole lot different within our ahupua'a of like so we're in Nuuanu where I reside, 96817. I reside at Chinatown Gateway Plaza. And it could be just an infrastructure thing, but like the water don't taste right. I don't know if it has to do with like the lead pipes that the building's supposed to update and whatever, certain codes. But yeah, from Papakolea where I was raised, but the water tastes so much fresher up there. Here in downtown Chinatown, I'm not, excuse my French, but it tastes like okole.
Okay. So, yeah, we will excuse your French, but please, I'm very sensitive. No foul languages or anything, even if it's in a wine.
It tastes okay. So it tastes foul. Then that's a better word. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, thanks for the question. But yeah, we do have water sources throughout the island. Different areas have water from different sources. So the one that serves Papakolea could be different sources than the one that's serving your building. But a lot of times the flavor is that any weird tastes is actually from your piping in your building. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. So we will check for water quality.
I didn't ask you back up. You can't go back and forth, Susanna. You're going to have to ask me to go back up. Okay, she answered your question, right? Okay, I don't do follow-ups unless I am running, because the time is so long and we went the long run. I don't do follow-ups unless I see I have time. We're going home soon. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you ask a question. But okay, you could ask me that question and I could have given that information at home. Thank you. All right. Any other anyone else online that has a question to ask? No board members, just public. Not seeing any public members have a question to ask. Not here. Not seeing none. Thank you very much, Iris. You have a Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry, Chair. You said public members. I didn't hear you say board members.
I turned around and said board members afterwards, but that's okay. Go ahead, Ross. Go ahead, Ross.
Well, I must have misheard you. My apologies. Thank you
No
for the
problem. Go ahead.
opportunity. Hey, Iris.
Okay.
I wanted to bring this up because I saw the info briefing that I think Ernie Lau did recently. We just recognized the recent 4-year anniversary of the most recent Red Hill catastrophe caused by the U.S. military threatening our aquifer. And just as a reminder, I mean, we all know thousands of gallons of fuel and carcinogenic forever chemicals. I was appalled to hear, but it makes sense. I know y'all have been working hard, but this contamination, it won't be years, it'll be generations before it's completely remediated. And that's heartbreaking to me. So the question I have is, Mr. Lau did a very good presentation talking about the installation of monitoring wells, installation of a treatment plant for these forever chemicals. And I think that's great projects. But I also realized that in general, any capital projects are covered by ratepayers. So I'm just curious if you can give us a public update of the estimates costed of these projects. And also, how much are we getting back from the federal government? Because I have a feeling it's not nearly enough given they caused all this.
Time, thank you.
Well, thanks for the question. I will have to ask our communications office and Mr. Lau what if they have this information for me to provide.
Of course,
at the
thank you,
January
Iris.
meeting. Okay.
All right, thank you once again, Iris. You have a great Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you in February. Remember?
Oh yeah, February.
We
Yes,
will not
excuse me.
be here in January. Thank you. Okay.
February, guys. Yes.
Remember,
Thanks.
to your Monday reports. Remember, you have 3 minutes. We try to do 3 minutes, time and questions. Yes. Next, we have Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transit. Hart. Go ahead, Harry Cho.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my update is again related to our station design workshops. So we recently completed the first round of community workshops for each of the 6 stations in segment 3. Next, we'll be holding a second round of workshops starting this month with the Chinatown station. The details are included in the flyer that I shared with the board. But it'll be held next Thursday on the 11th, 6 p.m. at the Hawking Building in the first floor multipurpose room. So we encourage everyone to attend the second workshop, since this will be the last opportunity for everyone to provide your input on the stations. At the workshops, you also get to see updated renderings, see some of the proposed colors and materials, and most importantly, you'll be able to vote on different design options that will be presented. So we hope to see everyone there next week and get as much community input as possible. This is the last workshop that we'll be holding for this year, but you can stay updated on the schedule for the remaining workshops that'll be held early next year by signing up for our weekly e-blast, which I dropped the link to in the chat. But that's all I had to share. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Anyone in our public has any questions for Harry Cho from Hart?
Hello, it's me, Shoshana again. So, I proposed, like, I know it wasn't a part of the original project, but would you guys ever consider putting bathrooms at the station? We have kupunas that gonna be riding the rail. You know, where are they gonna go? Like, that one lady made a parody about it, and it's the truth. Like, you get on over here, there's nothing there. What am I gonna do? Go in the Hona grass in the bushes? Like, I'm gonna leave it there, but it's one of those things where there's not enough public restrooms, and that's why there's a lot of defecation around town, and I don't want to smell shishi and doo-doo anywhere. Thank you.
So there actually are bathrooms at every station. They're just not publicly accessible. I believe DTS does allow passengers to use the bathrooms in emergency situations, but I think that's on a case-by-case basis.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else with a question from the public online?
Chair.
Go ahead.
So, Donald Sakmo. Hi, Harry. Nice to hear your voice. As a president for Citizens for a Fair AD Ride, advocating for Skyline Bus and Handy Van. My question to you, recent article was in the Civil Beat about Dillingham sidewalks not complying with ADA. I understand Joey Manahan was not working there anymore. Who is his replacement for his position right now?
There's no replacement as of now, but if you have any concerns, feel free to reach out to myself. You have my email address and my contact. So if you have any concerns about Dillingham, a specific area in particular, feel free to reach out anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else from the public? All right. Not seeing any. Any board members? Go ahead, Shulan, please.
Aloha,
1 minute.
Harry. I actually spoke to Lori recently at a Chinatown meeting, and she said basically the public hearing is just going to help with cosmetic matters, not infrastructure, because the stations have already been planned and mapped out. So my plea months ago to ask for a handicap ramp to be expanded from the bicycle ramp so that when the electricity fails, people can get down. Because recently when I went to the opening of the airport one, the elevator did not work. So people had to walk down 3 flights of metal stairs. This can happen again.
20 seconds.
So why is it, a fuss to call it a public meeting, public input, and where it is really done, a done thing? So I was very disappointed to learn that.
Thank you. Time. All right. Next board member, Lai.
Chair, thank you. Mr. Cho, if I could address the comments you made, I think you mentioned there'd be some sort of a vote by the public regarding some of the cosmetic elements. Is that vote decision completely independent or not subject to override by Hart or other folks? Secondly, what controls are in place so that you know who's actually voting? Like, could people from other parts of the island vote in this voting process? And then lastly, to address the question from Member Schubert Kwok, if there is a power outage, won't the trains be stuck somewhere else and there won't be any people that actually come down the steps or need to go up the steps until the power is restored? Just that's basically a question. Can you comment on the recovery system if there is a power outage when a train is mid-station? Thank you.
So actually,
All right. Can you?
Participating in the workshop vote? No, you'll need to be in person at the workshop to vote.
All right. Thank you.
Second question was, sorry, who has the final decision, I guess, based on the votes? That I don't know off the top of my head. I could certainly check on the format of the meeting and get back to you. We can probably, share that information at the workshop itself as well, as the details get ironed out. And lastly, there are emergency protocols in place for if a train does get stranded on the guideway. I believe in most cases, the train would be able to make it back to the nearest station.
All right. Thank you. All right. Any other board members? Not hearing any. I'm going to finish this up.
Sorry, my hand raised.
I know this is not your fault, Harry, but I really like to know who designed the stations, because I'm telling you what, to have to wait for an elevator to go all the way up when I can be using an escalator would be much, much better. How are you going to put steps all the way up? And a lot of these train stations go all the way up, especially the one in Waipahu, yeah? It is ridiculous. All right? It's just ridiculous. It should have been an escalator there. You guys did this wrong, but that's okay. Ross, did you already speak on this?
Chair, I did not.
Okay, go ahead, Ross. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Harry. Good to see you again. So last month, 2 board members, that's me and board member McCarney, each brought up traffic safety concerns with what we perceived as the confusing left turn from Nimitz onto Bethel. Now, we received, thank you for your official response from Hart stating that they were declining on taking any corrective action. And, I gave you the heads up, and I did save that email on our public-facing Google Drive. So just to point out, Hart is now on record acknowledging board member traffic and safety concerns, but is declining to take action. So if an accident does occur there, asking as a taxpayer, I'm wondering if that could increase the city's potential liabilities for a negligence claim. Thank you.
Good question.
I'm not able to answer that. All I can tell you is
No worries, Harry. No worries.
Yeah, I did bring I did bring the board's concerns back to our traffic engineers, and they confirmed to me that the striping, traffic signs and signals were all installed per the plan approved by the State Department of Transportation. So further adjustments are not going to be made at this time. That's unfortunately that's the response that I got. So we aren't able to make any other changes at this time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Harry. Merry Christmas to you and your new bride, as far as I'm concerned, your wife. Happy holidays. And remember, don't come next month because we're not going to be here, okay? All right.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Happy holidays, everyone.
All right. Next up, we have CID, Chinatown Improvement District. Lee Stack, are you here? Nope, not seeing Lee Stack. We'll go to CBCA, Chinatown Business Community Association. Sulan Subikwak, please.
Thank you, Chair. We have our meeting on November 18 at Young's Kitchen. And we report on the CST work for the last month. We have 2 security officers and 4 volunteers. And we cleared the sidewalks of 5 streets bordering on North King, River, and Mauna Kea. So it's Kekaliki Mall, North Hotel, Pauahi Street, so that these main arteries can provide clear passage for shoppers, people in wheelchairs, and not have a person sit, lie, or set up camp or store their personal property on these walks during the commerce hours of 5 to 11 p.m. We monitor the streets to make sure that people are safe. And we have actually shown that in a month, we have reduced the number of 911 calls to about only 30%. We were calling a lot before. So most of the homeless that dwell on our streets are very
10 seconds, please.
aware that they should help merchants by not staying on the sidewalk during commerce hours. So, and then right now I thought I have 2 minutes. Oh. And right now we're working on the public toilets on Pauahi Street with the city to provide toilets from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we will be working on getting a security cameras and security guard plus janitor to make sure the bathrooms are clean. And for that purpose, it will be unisex toilets for 2 toilets. So that will be very important for shoppers and kupunas coming in. They always need to go bathroom. The police station bathroom is working again. You just need to go and ask for the key. And then the good news is that the needle truck is gone as of 2 weeks ago. So they've moved to the Ibalay area where they can serve more people. And it's taken this board and many people many years to ask them to move because they're in the path of our school children and our folks going to shop in Longs and Safeway. A lot of elderly people walk that path. And it was a bit scary for them when a group of drug users doing needles right there. And so that was a problem for our neighborhood for some while. And so we will be meeting again in December 9 in the same location. And we're very happy that we work together with the city and with other community groups that are interested seriously in improving the shopping and living conditions in Chinatown. So you see that it's not so smelly.
Time.
We have less people congregating for drug dealing. And there's been also heightened police activity to remove them.
All right, thank
As
you,
of-
Shilan.
As of yesterday, a nonprofit as well as the police can actually remove somebody from the sidewalk.
Thank you,
put them
Shilan.
into a
You're 25 minutes over.
them
now.
into a
25
hospital.
seconds over.
Yeah, but I mean, this is very important.
Yeah, no, but it's 3 minutes of your
Yeah, I'm
time.
done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right.
I don't have to report if this board doesn't ask me, but I don't have to share.
But yes, 3 minutes. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. 3 minutes is what we give. All right. Anybody have a question to ask Ms. Shulan? Shubakwa? Go ahead. Ask her your question. Go up there and ask your question.
Just quick, like I had experience where twice I think you addressed it online when I found needles on the ground. I posted to your Chinatown community page. And so I reported to HPD, but a lot of times it's like they don't seem to like I guess the officers I had because I have experience working with AMHD and mental health when we are just clinical experience where it comes to sharps and needles, like having gloves, having a sharp spot, sometimes they come unprepared. So like who do we contact? Like would it be better if we contact like EMS, but they're busy like on call for like emergencies such as like life or death. So like what's a good, organization to call for like that? Because as far as I know, my grandma used to go just drop them off at the the ER or whatever clinic and say that I found this.
I just want to let everybody know the city has a very good calling center. It's Honolulu 311.
Okay.
And the app has been updated.
Yeah.
So you can report and the agency responsible for your problem will
Yeah.
respond and they would email you about
Yeah,
their
because
progress.
I used to work
That-
loss prevention.
That and also 211 is another app you can use, and you can call 768 CORE CORE to get help for, and of course it's the 911.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other one from the public have any questions online? One more time in the library. All right. Any board members have any questions? No? All right. Thank you, Shilan. And as you know, we're off next month. But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you. All right. Next, we're going to go on to. I'm all the way down. Citizens Patrol, Kevin Lai.
Chair, thank you. The Downtown-Chinatown Neighborhood Citizen Patrol meets monthly on the second Tuesday evening of each month to reiterate an issue that was just recently mentioned regarding the restroom in the Downtown-Chinatown substation for the police HPD. Yes, it's clearly evident that there is a lot of confusion about that. When we, the patrol, have stopped by to ask about that, we get different answers almost every month. As Member Schubert-Quad suggested, it is important to ask and be emphatic if that restroom is needed to be used. Now, as per Neighborhood Board 214-113A5, I want to ask now at real time that this information would be included in the written record, that the patrol will return on Tuesday, 13 January 2026 at 7 p.m., departing from outside the Diamond Head Tower of Kukui Plaza. Technically, that's at 55 South Kukui Street. We welcome all to attend, visit one quadrant of our district on each month's meeting that evening, and join us to identify concerns to bring to our public officials. The public should expect that this information will be included in the written summary as per the neighborhood plan. And I also want to ask of our staff, can we confirm that the draft written record will be distributed within 30 days of this meeting as per the neighborhood plan to permit distribution of this time-sensitive information and other information, again, as per 214-113B, even though we are on hiatus during January 2026. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Thank you. Anyone have any questions for Kevin Lai from Citizens Patrol in our library? Seeing none. Anyone online? Seeing none. Any board members? Seeing none. Go ahead, Ross. Board member Ross.
Thank you, Chair. Just to respond to that very specific request, I can assure you, Board Member Lai, that it will be reflected in our minutes, which includes the video record and the written summary for video record. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. No other board members? Thank you, Mr. Lai. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, and we'll see you back in February. Thank you very much. Everyone, announcements. The opening of a new distillery called Royal Hawaiian Spirits, RHS, is at 36 North King Street, Honolulu, Hawaii. It's right next to the Hawken building. There's some pictures on our Google Drive, yeah? But they're opening up and they asked us to let us know that. The Downtown-Chinatown Neighborhood Board, number 13, will recess in January 2026. The next regular meeting is scheduled for Thursday, February 5th, 2026 at 6 o'clock p.m. at Ke'ili Kalani Middle School, and virtually by WebEx. Rebroadcast of Downtown-Chinatown Neighborhood Board, number 13 meetings are scheduled in Honolulu on Channel 49 every third Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m., as well as 9 o'clock a.m. on the fourth Saturdays of each month. An archive of past meetings may be found on http://olelo.org/olelonet by searching on downtown only, not Chinatown, just on downtown. All right. This meeting is adjourned and
Chair.
it is 8:56.
Chair.
Bye-bye.
Chair.